request, but I wasn't home.
Marcus did.
So yeah. What's the name? Saliva or lava?
Inviting lava.
Yeah, live. Yeah, lava.
That's him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's a fan. I'm sure he wanted to chat.
If I was home, I would have accepted it. Okay, what the hell's going on here, man? There we go. There we fucking go. There we go. Retro will probably not show up, but I told him I would send him the invite anyways in case he felt energetic to do so. I know that it's late over there. So you're gonna be alert today, or you're gonna fucking be what up, Panda? How you doing, bro? Henry, are you gonna be awake today, or you're gonna be fucking playing your video games distracted? Nelson,
What?
exactly. Fucking shit, man. Hey, by the way, chat, the chat is open. This is not a private PlayStation party. So if you want to come kick it, feel on free to hop in. Gamers game for real. Except Nelson, he can't fucking chew gum and breathe at the same time. Otherwise, he'll have a fucking aneurysm.
Something like that.
I'm good, Panda. I'm good, man. I'm Christmas is 2 days away. What up, Tool Man? This is this Christmas. This doesn't feel like a typical Christmas for me. Like, I don't know. It's like the vibe is off. I don't know. It's stressful, but I'm not stressed. It's hard to explain. Gifts have been trash this year. Like, my family, adults wise, we started doing this fucking Secret Santa bullshit this year where we each get something for each other up to $100. And I'm like, this is fucking stupid. And so now I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna get a fucking gift card, $100 gift card to you, $100 gift card to you, and that's it. For the kids, we're gonna get what we get for the kids like we normally do, but like you just took the fun away from Christmas, you know what I mean? And it's not the $100 thing per se, because that's where I usually try to stay around for my mom, my dad, sister, shit like that. But they were gifting to one person, so it's light on the pockets, but no imagination. I don't like it. But hey, I'm just fucking Will, you know what I mean? They're just gonna give me some PlayStation gift cards anyways, like they do every year, so that's cool with me. But here we are, man. But I do have uh 2 weeks vacation. Well, technically it's four holidays: Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day that I got off, and then I took my vacation days in between that to stretch it out to about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks of PTO. So the fucked up part about it is I'm ready to fucking attack gaming, and I really haven't been feeling like gaming. So like today I watched Apocalypto. I never seen it. I felt weird because I haven't seen the movie, or this week I've seen a few movies. I saw Deadpool Thursday, the new one. Then I seen Steve Jobs. Then I seen Sonic at the theater with my boy. Nelson went to go see it with his kids too on Friday. And then today today I saw Apocalypto. Like, I don't know what's happening with me, man. This is like the worst time of the year to get this fucking I don't feel like gaming feeling. Like, motherfucker, you had all year for me to get this feeling, and now you want to hit me hard. Like, I gamed an hour and a half today. Like, what the fuck is that? I ain't got shit to do tomorrow except the haircut appointment. But either way, hopefully things will pick up. I have been playing some Cat Quest today. Cat Quest 2. I already beat the first one, got the platinum, and I'll tell you what, I'm having fun. It's a nice little dungeon crawler, kind of cheesy with the dialogue, but it's a simple push square for attack, R1, L1 for mana use, and it's getting my blood going. Yeah, I watched both Steve Jobs. They got the free one on YouTube with Ashton Kutcher. And then I watched that one as well, but I watched the other one today, which is more like a movie. It's not like hitting on all the points of his life. I forget the name of the actor, but he did really good. And yeah, man, that's where we're at. Nelson is gone. He's been having a little bit of audio issues today. I think his headset is something happened with it, or his kids fucked it up or some shit. Let me go ahead and send him another invite real quick, just in case. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, today in the State of Game podcast, we wanted to take the year 2024 in review. We wanted to talk about 2024, and I'm glad that you guys are here because I would love your input on 2024. I have some positive things about 2024, and I have some negative things about 2024. For gaming, it was a good year. On paper, it was a phenomenal year. On paper, and I will get into what that means in a little bit. But today, we are supposed to have Mr. Iron Man in the chat, unless he fell asleep or I don't fucking know. Or his Series S won't let him come on a PlayStation podcast or on a podcast on a PlayStation. So he's supposed to be here. Nelson says he's a spectator for a while. I guess he's trying to fix his shit. What jobs? Yep. Cat Quest was fun. Still holding on to start Cat Quest 2. Yeah, I actually got Cat Quest 3 day and date. I haven't played it yet. Obviously, I'm still playing Cat Quest 2. But it's a fun game, man. It's funny because Cat Quest 3 was one of the games that I thought PlayStation did good in their showcase this year. I don't know if it was their showcase or their state of play. They showed Cat Quest 3. I was like, out of all the fucking games, Cat Quest was the best thing they fucking showed. I can't remember if it was when they announced Astrobot or not, but I like Cat Quest, man. I got the idea for Cat Quest a couple years ago from watching one of Mystic Ryan's videos where he was doing 30 platinums in 30 days. And Cat Quest was one of them. And I was like, fuck, this game looks pretty cool. And I picked it up. I picked up the first Cat Quest and the second Cat Quest. I'm just checking some things here, gentlemen. Give me a minute. All right. So I just want to say thank you guys so much, man. Y'all been rocking with the channel since I started. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you so much. I started 4 months ago. We had no subscribers. Now we are at 196 subscribers. I'm hoping we can get to the 200 mark before the year ends, and I'm sure we can do it. And shout out to Henry and RPG88 for telling me that that number was achievable. My original goal was 100, and they're like, dude, you're gonna smash that, and we did. We did. So I'm super grateful for that. If we keep going at this pace, I will reach 500 subscribers by the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter of 2025. So that would mean that in 8 months, I was able to get to 500 subscriber, and that's huge. Now, I've been putting in work in the channel. I upload videos all the time. I do two podcasts a week. Sunday nights, the State of Game podcast, where it's me and Nelson, and it's like your typical podcast that you hear, except that here we're unfiltered. I don't read no fucking articles. Fuck that bullshit. We go based on what we're feeling and what we want to talk about. And sometimes it's the news of the week. Other times, like today, we're just going to be shooting the shit, talking about the greatest hits of 2024 and how the year was for us. Sometimes the podcast lasts 40 minutes. Sometimes it lasts 2 hours. So, and then Tuesdays, we have the Just Playing Live, where me, RPG, get on there. We play some games, and just shoot the shit, waiting for Henry to come on back whenever he's ready. Having that third person there really makes a difference. And as always, these channels of communication are open to anybody. And that was kind of the idea of starting these podcasts up, is to have it be open for anybody and everybody who wants to say something about games. So many of these fucking YouTubers just love gatekeeping shit. You know what I mean? They think that they're fucking, I don't fucking know, Brad Pitt or some shit on the YouTube streets, and only the exclusive of the exclusive can get on. Fuck that. We're the real gamers out here. We're the ones playing these fucking games. It's real funny because for the wrap up, I've seen a lot of motherfuckers with 500 hours, 700 hours. And these motherfuckers got 10, 15, 20K YouTube subscribers, 10, 15, 20, 30K followers on X. They have the wildest opinions about gaming, telling people not to play certain games. And I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna tell me not to play a fucking game when all you played is 2 games all year? Explain that to me, you fuck. But hey, it is what it is. People like their shit. I don't blame them. They're charismatic, they're cool, they're funny. But don't you dare give me a fucking gaming opinion on something that you've never fucking played. That I do not like. So that was another motivator for the channel, is to have real gamers up here talking about gaming, talking about the games that we like, talk about the games that we don't like, and actually give some good explanation to why we don't like something or why we do like something. You know what I mean? We have, I think every single person that's here in this chat right here has over 1,000 hours gaming for the 2024 wrap up in at least one platform. Many of us have 1,000 plus on a platform, plus another few hundred on a different platform. You know what I mean? Gamers for real. And I love the excuse that these motherfuckers give. Oh, my wife and my kids and my job and my fucking mama, sister, and like, shut the fuck up. We all got a family. We all got responsibilities. We all got a fucking mortgage and rent and bills to pay. We all got fucking problems. We all got financial problems, fucking health problems, fucking all sorts of problems. But we still make time for the things that we care about. We make times for our family. We make time for our kids. We make time for our gaming our gaming hobby. We make time for the things that we care about. And for you to have a YouTube channel, a freaking X, and have the loudest and biggest of opinions. What's up, Retro? But yeah, you play the least. Explain that to me, please. If you can put 10, 15, 20 hours a week in social media, you can put 10.
Internet back?
There you go, buddy. You can put
Yay.
10, 15, 20 fucking hours going on a fucking, what do you call that on X where motherfuckers talk?
Spaces.
Spaces. You can put 20 fucking hours a week on a Spaces. You can put fucking 20 hours in a fucking video game. Because don't tell me your wife and kids are keeping you preoccupied from gaming, but they're not keeping you preoccupied from fucking Spaces. Get the fuck out of here. Especially someone.
I didn't get to go to a Spaces at all this year.
Me neither. It's
I
real.
didn't have
I was just
time.
saying that the motherfuckers that play the least seem to be talking the most of gaming. It's fucking ridiculous. So
I used to go on them quite a bit because I would do it while I was playing, because when I was home during the day, the only people that were home were people in Europe. But I used to work a different shift. I don't have time for it no more.
no, man. And you know what? And if I did get the opportunity to fucking hop on a space, I'm not gonna do it because I'd rather fucking take that time and game. Unless I'm at work or something where I have a little bit of free time to fucking say some shit for 15, 20 minutes, maybe.
I do both. I won't do one or the other. That's why I don't watch people game either.
Not no fucking hours, bro. You kidding me, bro? Some of these motherfuckers start spaces at fucking 9 in the morning and don't end till noon. I'm like, how? How, Sway?
There was one with Xbox fans that went on for 27 hours during the ABK thing.
Jesus.
It was the same motherfuckers in there, too. I don't think they slept.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Woke up, play games all day, went to bed, got up again, and they were still in there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's been like 2 days straight. Same motherfuckers in here. Did these guys sleep or what?
Hey, what's up, Chocolate Dream Stream? My man Tornado in the house. Yeah, no job having mofos.
Speaking of bed,
that's yeah, you should be in bed, Tornado.
You don't have to work. You can do it. He's like, fuck you, I'm drunk. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, Tornado's a grown ass man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to be.
You don't work till like the 6th. So.
Oh yeah, you're off. You're off like me. I'll be back to work on the 2nd of June, so got a little bit of time. But with Nelson's back, we finally got his internet going. And Nelson, I told the people how I've been playing a little bit of Cat Quest. I beat Outer World, the first one, to get ready for that second one that's dropping in 2025.
That's a good game, ain't it? I'm one of the 11 people who beat that in the DLC on Xbox.
Yeah, it's a good game. I really enjoyed it. I really, you know what I really liked about the game the most is the writing.
The humor?
The writing in that game was phenomenal.
It's not like playing a Bethesda game. It's actually interesting.
It's interesting, and I mean the world is interesting.
There's some humor into it.
But the dialogue that I'm talking about is not the story per se. The story was pretty good. It was decent. But just the regular interactions between people, you know, the side quest, and just
the goofy shit in between and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was the best thing. It was really good. And then also the developers for dialogue, they gave you some really good options too, where sometimes, I don't know if this has happened to you before, where you're playing a game and let's say you're talking to the villain and you want to say like, I want to kill you, you fuck, or something like that, but the dialogue options are real stupid and has nothing what you're feeling. This game gives you that option. Like if you want to say, I want to kill you, you can literally say that. As a matter of fact, you can just push a button where it says, fuck this, let's fight. And that's exactly what you do. You literally stop talking and you start fighting right away. And I just found that to be great. And I cannot wait for Outer Worlds 2. It automatically got bumped up into my games that I'm anticipating for 2025, which we'll talk about it as well in a little bit. But yeah, it's a phenomenal game. So I beat that this week. I've been playing a little bit of Cat Quest and also Redacted, the game that you are watching right now here on the screen. What up, Hero? How you doing, man? Retro, thank you. I know you're probably tired. Who else we got? Tornado, Panda, Toolman.
Retro don't sleep a whole lot, I don't think, though.
Remember, Retro works second or third shift.
He works third. I know he does. That's how me and him used to talk a lot. I used to work overnights, but during the week he would be up when I'd be off. So
yeah, that's another one. Retro, I see him all the time gaming, playing all sorts of games, gamer for real. So when Retro says an opinion, I take it serious because I know that he knows what he's talking about. You know, it's just simple. Same thing with Falky, which we got to get him on the show, man. David said he would like to hop on. We got to
Yeah,
get
for
him
a
in
guy
here one
that
day.
for the hours that guy puts in at work and the phone calls he's got to field at home every day, he plays quite a bit for someone with very limited time on their hands.
Yeah. No, man, like I said earlier, it's all about making time for your hobby, not letting your hobby also dictate your personal life, right? Because I know some guys are in danger of that, where they're just gaming way too fucking much and not handling their responsibilities. That is not what I'm advocating at all. As a matter
Yeah, I
of
lost a
fact,
job because of that.
what I do advocate is if your life is in shambles, where you're not doing well financially or personal relationships, put the fucking game down. Put
Hey,
that shit down.
Sundays should be my biggest gaming day, but I'm in almost every Sunday working double time because need the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, I tell people ask me all the time, Will, how come you're just playing this game for the first time now? Well, it's because I stopped gaming for about 12, 15 years of my life. You know what I mean? As soon as I became a teenager, I wasn't interested in gaming. I just want to fuck bitches and get money. So I started working on my career. I joined the military at 18, got out when I was 22. I wasn't where I wanted to be. I went to college for a little bit. I established my career, kept getting promoted, building myself up. And I didn't pick up the sticks again till I felt comfortable enough to do so. At that point, I had my house, my mortgage. I freaking had a son. I had a family. I had a 401k. I had a savings account. So I had things in place that would let me game comfortably. And now with my free time, it's what I like to do. I like to game. So I'm thankful that I get to catch up with all those years of gaming that I wasn't able to do. But it's fun because I get to do them in my pace. So this year I'm on pace to be 80. I think it's 88 games this year. Last year I beat about 70. The year before that I beat about 90. It was the closest to 100 that I got. It was my very first year that I started keeping track of this shit. But it's all in time. All in time. So if you're, once again, not comfortable with your situation and you're gaming a shit ton of hours, hey, my guy, it's time to put the fucking gaming away for a little bit and get your shit straight. Because if you're enjoying yourself playing games now, imagine how much more you're going to enjoy yourself when your bills are paid. Your life is way more better than what it is right now. Now, I'm not here to be Dr. Phil or anything, so we'll keep it moving.
Yeah, there's nothing like though if you're gonna go drop $500, not to have to look in your bank account to see if you can do it or not.
Exactly. That's the worst feeling, man. Like I was just talking to
that's what I want to get back to. I hate checking. I never used to have to check my bank account. I don't like it.
I was talking to one of my customers on this last week, and we were just talking about everything, right? The cost of shit and how people are surviving and all that. And I'm like,
overtime.
yeah, overtime. And I was telling him how, me and him were blessed because if we're gonna go to lunch, right, we're just like, oh, let's go get some Taco Bell or let's stop at Chili's or something like that for lunch. We don't have to look at our bank accounts to pay for $20, $30 worth of food, right? We just go, we pay for it, and we go back to work. There's so many people that don't have that freedom. You know what I mean? Where every single expense that they have has to be calculated. And once again, I'm not Mr. fucking Richie Rich over here. It's not like I can just go in the dealership and buy a car cash. No, I can't do that. But I can go out to Applebee's or something like that and not even think about it. Or, hey, a new console came out. I can buy it. I don't really have to look at it financially or plan for it. Now, I am in a blessed position, but I've been working my ass off to get here. And it's just that little bit of freedom makes the difference, man. Because if you're struggling just to tomorrow or the next day or paycheck to paycheck, that becomes infuriating. You know what I mean? But like Nelson said, if you hustle your ass off, work some overtime, get you right back on track. But anyways, keeping it moving, keeping it jiving. 2024, Nelson, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was 2024 for you in gaming? Nelson, you awake? Okay, Nelson fell off again. I think he's having internet problems because I keep getting a thing that says you can't something internet. For me, 2024 and game. Actually, before I tell you guys what I feel about 2024, chat, let me know. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being great, 1 being ass. What would you rate this year in gaming? Let me know, chat. I'm interested to see what you guys think 2024 was in gaming. Nelson has been having some technical issues with his internet, so he'll be probably in and off. So Hero says is a 7.5. Henry says is an 8. PS4 collector. Hey, what up, bro? How you doing? He was said is an 8. Chocolate Dream Stream says is a 7. All right. But we got some solid numbers here. And I am stuck between a 7 and an 8. That's where I'm at as far as how I felt gaming was this year. The reason I am stuck between a 7 and an 8 is because we did have some bangers this year, right? Some of my favorite games was Space Marine, Stellar Blade. What else? Astrobot. That one was pretty fire. Here, let me pull up my list. I'm terrible at remembering shit. Tornado says it was a 7 for him. Let's see. Let me look at my list. Man, when I'm looking at my list, we got Dead Island. That was a fun game. I beat that game 3 times this year, twice this year. Banishers, yeah. Final Fantasy. Outcast, yeah. So we did have some bangers this year, absolutely. Was it better than 2023? Silent Hill, yep. Let me know, chat. Was 2024 better than 2023? So Hero says better. So I want to do a quick comparison between both years. And Hero, at the end of this, I want to see if you still feel like it was better. Because just off the top of my head, 2023, we had Baldur's Gate, Dead Space, Spider-Man 2, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2, Diablo 4, Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, Jedi Survivor, Forspoken, Lies of P, Like a Dragon Ancient, Lies of P, I said that, Resident Evil 4, Elden Ring, Street Fighter 6, Wolong, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Hogwarts Legacy, Armored Core. And let's take a look at 2024. We had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, Helldivers, Metaphor, Tekken, Astrobot, Like a Dragon Infinite, Dragon Age, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine, Black Myth Wukong, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Silent Hill, Indiana Jones, Balatro, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Hades. No, Hades was a few years ago. Hades 2 was supposed to come out this year, but didn't. Star Wars Outlaws, Super Mario Party, Jamboree, Ayuden Chronicles, Visions of Mana, Stellar Blade, Hellblade 2. We got some remakes, remasters like Dead Rising, Pacific Drive. So we had a heavy year as well. But
I think they're both about comparable, bro.
hey, what up, Retro? How you doing, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, yes, you're absolutely right. They're both comparable in how heavy the games were that came out, like heavy hitters. But in 2023, for me, right, there were more games that I played that I was looking forward to than 2024. Like if I just sat here thinking about the games that came out without looking at none of my notes, the only games that I can think of that I played and beat were Silent Hill 2, Stellar Blade, Astrobot, Warhammer 40K. That's it.
It's not
Of the
far
big
off my own, man.
AAA games. Couple indies. Pacific Drive is in there.
I love that game, by the way. That
I,
Pacific
dude,
Drive.
I haven't beat it yet.
Nah, same.
Jesus.
I haven't
keep
beat it
losing
yet.
my vehicle. My vehicle keeps getting fucked up, man. I keep pushing it too far.
Yeah. Ooh, Panda Trino gives 2023 a 6. Interesting. Let's
I
see
just
what we
don't think
had.
2023 was that as deep as this year. That's me.
Yeah, I think the opposite actually.
It was top heavy in 2023. I
Did
think.
you read the games that I mentioned off for 2023?
No, because I didn't have any internet.
Oh, so let me
I think the
reread
power
them.
lines are freezing, so our fucking internet keeps going down.
Sort your shit out, Nelson, man. Sort it out.
You know, so I'm gonna
Well,
reread.
what do you want me to go? Go out there with a flamethrower and find all the lines and fucking get all the ice? I don't know what the hell's going on.
Hey Nelson, I'm gonna reread these real quick just so you can hear them because I really think you might change your opinion. Baldur's Gate 3, Dead Space, Spider-Man 2, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2, Diablo 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonders, Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Forspoken,
Yeah,
Lies
you're
of
definitely
Peace,
not changing my mind. That was a whole lot of crap I don't want to play.
Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 6, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Dead Island 2, Hogwarts
Well, more
Legacy,
Hogwarts Legacy was good.
Forspoken, Resident Evil 4,
Yeah,
Wolong,
Forspoken. Yeah, we're definitely going 2024.
One Piece Odyssey, Armored Core 6.
Armored Core 6 was good.
I actually think 2023 was better than 2024. Without looking at any list, Nelson, what games this year did you play or were you looking forward to this year?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Silent Hill 2. Well, I wasn't really looking forward to Silent Hill 2. That was a surprise, actually.
Well, we knew.
I expected Boo Boo Team to make a Boo Boo game.
Yeah. We knew it was coming.
Tornado gets that. I've been calling him that for years. Oh, great. Fucking Boo Boo Team's in charge.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. We just didn't know the exact date or if it was going to be 2025.
I didn't think it would be worth a shit. I was like, oh, man, you grab a game like Silent Hill 2 to Boo Boo Team. Oh, yeah, that ain't good.
I defended that game. I got shitted on a lot for that.
Yeah, I thought it would be just like their other games.
No worry.
I was wrong.
I didn't say shit.
By the way, we have Retro in the house and we have Tornado in the house. How you gentlemen doing?
Yeah, doing all right. Enjoying the time off now.
Sake, man. I try and get away from that cunt, and you fucking bring him in here.
Tornado. Tornado.
Wow.
Hey, leave Tornado alone. That's my my buddy, man.
He's in my group chats. He's in my fucking games. I can't get away from him.
Well, Retro, that's what happens when you talk to fucking gamers, bro. You know?
Right.
My Helldivers hit squad.
Yep.
Fucking gamers, bro.
Right.
I get in the group with these guys. They protect me, and I just stand back and watch them do all the work.
I'm just
tell them to save me.
Tornado knows I love him.
Okay, I was gonna say, God damn.
Tornado, what time is it by you right now?
Shit, man. It's
yeah, don't fall off your chair, folks. It's 4:30 in the morning.
Ooh, Retro, what time is it by you?
2:30.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
sheesh.
I'm an hour ahead of him, indeed. Yeah.
Jeez. Well, thank y'all so much, man. If y'all need to hop out at any moment, just hop on out.
No worries. Like I said, time off. It's all good.
I asked Nelson already what was some of his highlights of this year, and Tornado, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Retro.
Let's go China. I want games from China.
What were your games of the year, of this year?
This year, and I said it before, that's because of all the other bullshit. I'm not going to drag the show down with that, but Suffice to say, my highlight for this year, and it's only that one, Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and we're done. Yep, that was my highlight for this year. As
Which
weird
one?
as it may sound, and well, out of all of them, I'd say the X-Men Children of the Atom, the Marvel superheroes, and the X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Yeah, those three, the
Okay.
collections. And on top of that,
Too,
for
I haven't
me,
had time to get into that much. I got like 2 hours.
and Helldivers too, pretty much.
Have
But
you
that's
played?
more out-
Have you played Space Marine?
No, not yet, not yet. I'm
Okay.
planning to do that actually tomorrow. I
Hey,
did
I'll
have
hop
it
on with
installed.
you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
So
yo, give me that third space.
Let's do it.
you want? All right.
Let's do it. Send me an invite whenever you hop in. All I got is a haircut appointment at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Otherwise, I can get
All
on
right.
before or after that. So just send me an invite. If I'm available, I'll hop in with you. All right. And then what about you, Retro?
And
What were
I
your
can join
highlights?
with you on Tuesday during the morning at least, my
All
time.
right. Hey,
Wait.
works for me.
Wait, Nelson, you work tomorrow? Monday?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm working 12
Bruh.
tomorrow. I'm supposed to work Thursday too, but I took my last day of vacation.
Damn, man.
Well,
Thought you were
sucks.
off.
Sucks for Nelson.
Shit.
Retro, what was your highlights of this year? Which games?
Final Fantasy Rebirth, Wukong. What else was I playing? Shit, I was playing a lot on my backlog as well, man. To be honest, finishing shit up, getting a couple of platinums. But
There's a
Final
robot
Fantasy
we're not
was-
talking about too here.
Astrobot was awesome.
That
It
was
wasn't
fucking
personally-
awesome.
Like, it wasn't personally my game of the year, but
Speaking of which, but
the fallout that game got because of
the
being
little
game of the year.
little guy, as I like to
Lovely.
call him, Astrobot, he got a lot of flack and hate though for nothing.
Yeah, but bro, yeah, that's it. It was for nothing.
Man.
Like, even though it's not my personal game of the year, I can understand why it was picked. You know what I mean? It's quality, it's consistent,
And it has the thing
if you're
that
a
other games are
PlayStation
missing.
fan, if
Fun.
you're a PlayStation fan, it just
Fun.
talks to your soul, man.
Yeah, but not only that, it had what all the other games lack these days. That's fucking pure unadulterated
Just fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Just
Fun.
fun. It was just a fun
What
game.
happened to fun in fucking games?
So
Well,
I'm
when
just saying.
when Astrobot got announced during the PlayStation Showcase, I was pissed. Not because Astrobot was announced, but because
VR?
Astrobot. No. Wait. What about VR?
Because it wasn't in VR.
No, not at all. It would have been nice if it was on VR too. I think we need to get more games where you can play on, regular TV and VR. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
the thing that pissed me off about Astrobot wasn't Astrobot itself. It was the PlayStation Showcase, because that was the one last thing, and that was the most hyped thing in that fucking showcase. Not taking anything away from Astrobot, but Astrobot at the end of the day is a fucking platformer. And that spoke volumes to me how this year was going to be. Now, thankfully, we had other games like Stellar Blade that PlayStation put out this year. What was the samurai game that nobody
Rise
really
of the
talks
Ronin.
about? Rise of the
Rise of the
Ronin,
Ronin.
which
Yep.
I
That's
didn't.
my honorable mentions.
That's not
I'm
a
not
game.
finished
I'm
with it.
halfway through that, bro. That game is massive.
It
Yeah,
is
it's huge.
huge. That's why I put it down to play Astrobot, because I was like, man, I got to get some of these smaller games out of the way, because this is going to be 150 hours.
Easy. Easy.
But it was like, come on, this is what you guys are fucking doing with your one last thing. And I was just so pissed off about that. And on top of that, it was a freaking multiplayer fest, that showcase. It was a lot of I was super, super pissed off about that. But that's why I was mad at Astrobot. I wasn't mad at Astrobot itself. I was just mad that that's where we were at for the year. But Astrobot, out of all the games nominated for Game of the Year, that was my Game of the Year. Because even though I can understand that Wukong is phenomenal,
If Wukong came out more polished, I would definitely argue for Wukong, but I
Yes.
mean, it did have its issues.
issues. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I think, is way better than Intergrade. I think that's what it's called, the regular 7 one.
Remake and rebirth.
Remake. But I just
Integrates with it just includes the DLC. That's
I
all
ju-
integrate
okay.
means.
yeah, it's just a complete package.
Yeah.
Like a complete edition of it. Final Fantasy Remake, I wasn't a huge fan. I think that they dragged that fucking story out so fucking long that should have,
Midgar was like 6 hours in the original game, and they turned it into a 50-hour.
like, it was too much, and that game put me off. But my sister got me Rebirth Deluxe Edition for my birthday this year. My birthday's February 26th, and and I started playing some of it, and I was like, "Whoa, shit! This game is fucking phenomenal. The combat is amazing. The visuals are amazing." Because I'll play at 30 frames. I don't give a fuck as long as it's not laggy and shit. I'll play
Now
it.
you don't have to though.
But now I don't have to. But I'm itching. I might actually try to play it while I'm off this next couple weeks and try to beat it. But I haven't beaten it yet, so that's why I couldn't give it Game of the Year. And then Wukong, it's not my type of game. They lied to me. They told me that it was an accessible game. It was more action adventure. That game is hard as fucking shit. So that's why I couldn't pick it. And then Refantasio.
Well, the Chinese say that you just suck.
Yeah, well, I do suck. I do
They
suck.
literally said that. They're like, it's not a hard game. You all
Yes.
just are not very good.
Yes.
Look.
I do suck.
You could say that from a PlayStation perspective, it's kind of like a luxury problem that we have here.
It is.
Keep in mind that people on the Xbox still have yet to play that game. Eh? Just saying. Eh? Difficult or not, eh? They have yet to play it.
Tonight.
In fact, if it even comes out, eh? You have to wonder.
Well, tonight we were supposed to have Mr. Iron Man on the show. He hasn't responded to me, but he agreed to being on the show tonight. And I wanted him him here for that specific fucking reason. Because look,
He was
I
playing
don't.
Peepaw's Farm on Game Pass.
Yeah, could be.
Look. You know, we make fun and jokes and talk about Xbox this and that, but in all fairness, if we do an how can I say this best, a reality check. Man, I hate talking bad about them, but the problem is Phil Spencer has sunken the company to a depth that you cannot even crawl out there, man. It is how anyone can support this brand is beyond me. Even if you're on Game Pass, there is nothing there, my guy. I hate to say this.
Excuse me, there's Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but even that is shit. I'm sorry. There's a reason why these suckers call it Janky Jones.
Tornado, imagine if during the PS3 era,
man.
all the ponies were defending PlayStation for their ridiculous price. Imagine if that shit would have happened. That's exactly what the bots did this generation and the previous generation. They defended everything.
I'll give you that. Because even I didn't buy the PS3 back then when it was too expensive. I'll give you that.
Exactly. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people were like, Sony, you're fucking crazy. And they called them out on it. And PlayStation almost lost a generation because of it. It wasn't until they came out with the Slim. It wasn't until the game started coming out.
That's when I jumped in on a PS3 in 2010 when they had like a package with, I remember really well, with Dirt and Uncharted 2. That was my time when I jumped in on a PS3.
No, remember.
Because for me it was nuts, man. The price was too high.
Remember, EA didn't even want to make games for it. EA was like, we're going to be out of this shit.
Hey, and let's keep it real, gentlemen. I really wanted to put the price down, but I was like, yo, there's no software for it. I just wasn't willing to put the $6.99, and that was in euros, to pay down for that thingy. I wasn't going to do it. Fuck that shit. At that time, We're talking 2006. I wasn't going to do it. I'm like, nah, this isn't going to work, folks. The software just simply wasn't there.
Well, I'm sorry, Retro, we cut you off. What were your other games of 2024 that you
pretty much the ones you were mentioning, Wukong, Stellar Blade, stuff like that. But as usual, my top played game of the year was Gran Turismo. Like,
shocking.
You know what I mean?
Dude, Gran Turismo is such a well-made game. Like, I'm not a racing fan, but fuck, is it a great fucking game. Great game.
You know what I'm playing right now?
I'm addicted, bro.
The detailing in the game.
In VR, that game's on a different level, man.
My respect for the game has grown a lot since I saw a video clip that ironically posted, and then I looked back at GT7 and I'm like, man, you know what? The game is so great. It's still being made by the same team after 25 years. The same goddamn people are still working on the goddamn thing.
Hey, give me a second, guys.
They got the guy that was good at sound for Forza. Now their sound sucks.
Give me a minute, guys. Angus Smart, thank you so much for coming in tonight, man. True. I appreciate you being here, and also thank you for that idea for the video. I appreciate it. People have been enjoying it and liking it, and that goes to everybody here. If you have any suggestions or something you want to see on the channel, please hit me up. Let me know. I got a shit ton of games and not a lot of topics to talk about, so let me know what you would like to see next. Sorry to cut you off, guys.
I did make a top 10 list, though, too, so...
But the thing with Xbox, damn, I cut it off and the whole vibe went off. I'm sorry, guys. I'm acting like Nelson right now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you guys off.
I'm good at it.
But
That's my job.
the thing with Xbox that I was actually alluding to earlier is that I don't fucking hate Xbox. I actually wish that Xbox did better. I really do. Like,
I wish Xbox would sell to Samsung or something.
You think they're going to do better with Phil Spencer still there? No,
it was
they
my
won't.
no, they're not.
No, they won't.
2024.
That guy needs to leave, my guy. He needs to
I
go.
wish Samsung would just buy Xbox's shit from him or something.
2024
or Toshiba or something.
Was my first time ever.
I think you're gonna run into the same problem. If
It's
Samsung
about
own
the
it,
games.
what devs are they gonna use to build games?
Yeah, but they at least know entertainment.
No, I get that, but I think Samsung's looking at more of having other people's services accessible through theirs.
That's true.
I was going to say, Retro has a good point, though. You need a team of people like, let's say, an...
well, I can't think of a publisher that could possibly buy Xbox, so...
Look.
Activision, but yeah, that ain't happening, obviously.
Valve?
Look,
Could Valve maybe buy them?
Man,
they're broke.
Look, you need some passionate gamer people behind
GTA
that
comes
shit.
out.
If you don't have people like a Peter Moore, Jay Allard, and that kind of people, you know, from back in the day when Xbox came around, you're not going to go anywhere with the brand. You need
Freeze.
Exactly. You need people with a passion for gaming there. It's that
Seamus
simple.
Blackley.
Exactly. If you don't have those kind of people, even Shane Kim, and he said it himself, the predecessor before Phil Spencer, he wasn't a gamer, but the guy fucking understood what gamers wanted, man. And that's telling, though. I'm just saying.
You know, I was watching G4 from 2000 and the year that the Xbox 360 came out. That was what, 2003 or 4?
5.
I was watching G4.
When they had all the nice looking chicks.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's well, anyway, so
you seen the re-release? Oh boy.
So when they were talking about, that was the year that Xbox rented out that whole big like warehouse and they were doing a gaming event for 24 hours straight and they were letting people play games and, you know, whatever. And the crazy thing, I forget his fucking name, but the guy that was in charge of Xbox at the time, which he left after that.
Don Metric?
No. Metric is, I thought Don was like Xbox One era. Or end of 360.
He was like 2011
at the very beginning.
Or 2009 to 2014.
At the beginning of Xbox 360 era. The guy that took him from the...
Peter Moore then?
Yes, Peter Moore.
He was in charge of third party shit.
And we're talking about the guy with the Halo tattoo on his arm, right, in GTA. That's Peter Moore.
Yes.
Peter Moore was the president.
He's bald but had hair on the side of his head.
Yep, that's Peter Moore.
Him.
He used to be the CEO of Sega before he with the Dreamcast before he left.
EA. Yep.
So they were interviewing him during this release of the 360, and one of the games that he was kind of hyping up at the time was Perfect Dark, because Perfect Dark wasn't scheduled to release day and date with the console. And he was talking about how him and his team were trying to pump in as many resources as possible in order for that game to come out with the Xbox 360. And he said, we were so concerned because gamers want a console to play the games. They don't get games to use the console. And I just thought that's right on the fucking money. And I think that release year, they did like 15 or 18 games that came out that were Xbox exclusives, by the way. Xbox exclusive. You can only play them on the Xbox 360. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to that era? What the fuck? This year was my first time ever owning an Xbox. My first time ever. And you know the type of emotions that went through me while I was playing Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3. I'm like, what the fuck? Xbox had the world at the palm of their hands, and what the fuck happened? I just couldn't believe it.
Long story short, most of the people, like I said, with passion left the company. It's that simple. That's what happened.
Microsoft started getting involved with Xbox. That's what really happened.
Yeah. And believe me, you can look it up. When most of those people left, I'd say the spark Microsoft left pretty much. It was done for. And Phil Spencer doesn't have that spark. He's not a guy capable of seeing a great game and actually bringing that towards his platform. He can't. for the life of him. I
Well,
can't.
you had non-gaming people to get involved with gaming people, and the non-gaming people wanted in control of the money, and they thought how
Yep.
things were done best. When in reality, they didn't know shit.
Yeah, look at Matt Booty, as you can see, as an example right now.
Yep, exactly.
And
Hey,
Game
he-
Pass.
Exactly.
Hey, he did a good job with Midway. Oh wait, that's right. He was their last CEO.
Oh man,
That was a joke. He was
I
the
know,
last
I
person
know, I
in
know.
charge before they closed down.
I was gonna say, CEO of what?
We'll continue now to
God
2024 real quick. What were some
Yeah.
disappointments this year, guys? Nelson, start with you. What were some games that you were disappointed with?
I wasn't really disappointed. I'd say Rise of the Ronin just because I thought it would be a top 5 game of the year instead of being like a what do you want to call it? Honorable mention. I thought it'd be a top 5 game for me instead of like a 10-ish.
Yeah,
You know.
I'm gonna mention it. I can't return it unfortunately since I opened it up. But hey, that's me. That's the downside of being physical, eh?
Yeah, you can
Test
sell it
Drive
though.
Yeah. Test Drive Unlimited.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Test Drive
That's-
Unlimited.
that's
The
kind of
only
my
game I've
disappointment
ever
for
got
this year.
refunded.
Yeah. Well, I'm still stuck with it unfortunately because I opened it up, like I said.
I bet
So-
it's only that much they finally said yes to the refund. I was like, I'm not playing this shit, man. I am not playing this broken piece of shit. It does not work. It's not giving me
See,
what was
I seen
advertised.
Test Drive and I was like, oh, cool, Test Drive's coming back. And I'm like, how much money is this going to have behind it? Because Test Drive has been gone for,
Yo,
God, how
bro,
long has Test Drive been?
long,
15
long
years?
Yep.
it is ropey. It's nothing like the original 2. I know,
And
I
the
know
PS5
it
I mean,
Pro
that game
patch
is,
is
when
a
I think of
joke.
Test Drive 2, or a Test Drive, I think of PS1, PS2.
Yeah, I just meant the Unlimited series 1 and 2 because it was unlimited.
Yeah, there was
1
some
and 2,
360
wasn't it?
indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Done
this-
the whole open world before Forza did, man.
This what they're trying to do. PS5 Pro patch that they did, if you even call it a Pro patch, that's a fucking joke, man. I can't
The
see it.
whole game's a fucking joke. It's just a
Fucking
broken
hell,
mess.
man.
See,
It gave. Yeah, you first, Will. You
my
first.
disappointment for the year, my biggest disappointment of the year was Dragon Age.
Dragon Age. Oh,
That was my biggest disappointment for the year, especially after waiting
Well, I
10
didn't
years.
buy that shit, so I can't be
Neither did
disappointed.
I
it
didn't
wasn't
buy
on
that
my
shit
radar.
either.
God for that. Woo!
Well, I bought it pre-owned because I didn't want to give him any money, so I bought
Oh
it
man.
used.
Okay,
but-
okay. At least you bought a pre-owned. Thank
Oh yeah,
God
yeah.
for that.
No, I told myself a while ago that if there's any
Oof.
game that I'm iffy on, but I still want to play, or I don't stand for what the studio stand for, like for example, Last of Us Part 2, I bought that pre-owned. I waited a long ass time till it was a pre-owned copy at GameStop, and I went ahead and purchased it.
Yeah.
Same thing with with
I
Assassin's
don't-
Creed. I'm
I
gonna do
don't
the
blame-
same shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till it's pre-owned because I don't
And-
want
and-
my game to be connected to the internet so I can fucking play a single player campaign. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I think that's the least of your problems.
I go a step
You-
further and just not buy bullshit and save my money.
Yeah.
Well, I still want to play it.
I'm not
I
going to
don't.
mention it. I'm not going to mention it in this podcast, but suffice to say, people are going to get a game with a certain kind of message that they did not ask for. And what Will said is a good one actually from him. Just buy the game pre-owned if you're. Just try it out, man. Me, on the other hand, I'm looking at it with a Sega Saturn lens, and I'm like, nah, I ain't buying that shit. I suffered heavily during that era. I just will not stand for crap or anything. I'm not gonna buy it. Fuck that shit. I'm
Yeah,
a little bit harsher than that, eh?
I just want to, because I still want to play the game. I still want to try it out. And my thing with buying a pre-owned is
Yeah.
I don't want this developer to make a fucking penny off of me. Like, I want that fucking, that sales number to stay wherever the fuck is that, and I don't want to help it not one bit. I'll help GameStop with it. I'll eat whoever's selling me the game, I'll help them out with it, but
Yeah, sure.
Fuck
They'll
them.
make a small little profit off of it, but that's it, you know. No one else is gonna make money off of that copy. It's
Nobody.
that simple.
Yep. But yeah, so that's my huge disappointment. Retro, you said Test Drive. Tornado, what did you say?
Yeah, I said test drive as well.
Test Drive as
Wait, but
well.
I'm sure that would be on a
Yeah.
lot of people's lists if they
Oh,
played it.
Hellblade. Oh my god. So Hellblade is another one. Thanks for bringing that up.
Hey,
Hellblade-
Concord!
Holy
I didn't
shit!
really expect that much.
Yeah, I didn't expect shit from Concourse, so it's not a disappointment to me. But I know that it's a disappointment to a lot of people that I know, and it's a disappointment because it got taken away, not necessarily for because of what it was. But that's a whole different argument. But Hellblade 2, I think, does deserve Game of the Year disappointing or the most disappointing game of the year. And the reason that I say that was because that game was a complete downgrade in every sense of the word from the first Hellblade, except for one
First one
thing.
cost $10 million and had like 18 people do it in 3 years.
Except for one thing, and that is visuals. The second Hellblade visually looked phenomenal, but the combat was a downgrade. The whole, talking in her mind, that was a downgrade. The story was a downgrade. The combat, huge downgrade. It was just a downgrade from top to bottom, except for the visuals, and that deserves the worst game or the most downgraded game from past.
The biggest disappointment, you could say.
Yeah,
pretty
the
much.
biggest one. Because, I mean, even with Dragon's Age, we can still see, where it was going. You know what I mean?
There was potential, you could say.
Yeah, exactly. The worst potential. I mean, you can say with Dragon Age that, yes, 10 years. There's previous games that have come out with it, and has a huge fan base, but it wasn't. If you take the comparison of what Hellblade was to Hellblade 1, Hellblade 2 to Hellblade 1, to Dragon Age, the new one, to the previous Dragon Age, Hellblade just takes the cake on that. But yeah, that's all I got for that. Anybody else has a disappointment of the year in 2024, video game wise?
Not really. I was pretty good at avoiding ones that I probably would have been disappointing on. I
Well,
can smell a
Except the
goddamn
test drive.
landmine. I can smell a landmine a mile away.
Let me bring this up
Yeah.
to you guys, and I'll let you guys take it over from there. What about Naughty Dog's live action game? Was that a disappointment to you guys that it didn't come out?
Oh,
Well, how could I be disappointed
The
by
Last of
something
Us
that I didn't play?
Factions. Hey, that to be honest with you, for what I know and what I read about it, man, it is such a shame that they wasted time on that. On this intergalactic heretic prophet. Man, to me, I'd rather have factions all day of the week.
Factions.
Yeah. I
Now-
swear to God.
Another question
I
for you
swear
guys.
to God.
You guys-
Intergalactic looks fucking awesome. I can't
Yeah,
wait for
it
that
looks
shit.
awesome, but it has a character that I cannot stand. That's the
Why?
whole problem. When I
What-
play a game, and that's from my perspective, it has to be a character that I can relate to, but a likable something,
Shit, man.
If
I don't
the
give a
character's
fuck
not
about all that,
likable,
man.
nah,
It
I'm not
looks-
gonna play it. Sorry.
It looks cool as fuck, and the main character looks
Oh,
interesting.
I'm glad that you're here, Retro, because I need you to explain something to me. And let me tell you my point on this. So what Tornado is saying, I don't give a fuck about that side of things. What you are saying, I don't give a fuck about that side of things either. Let me tell you why. Now, I agree with both of you. Tornado, I agree with you, and I agree with you as well. But the reason I'm saying I don't give a fuck about either of both sides is because I feel like that trailer didn't show me anything. All it showed me was that
I'll
it's a
give you that.
sci-fi.
I'll give you that.
100%.
Yep, I'll
It's
give
just
you
a
that.
teaser. It's just designed to get you.
I'll give you
Yes,
that.
so what
He's
I've
got a
been
point.
You know
Touche.
what I mean?
So what I've been telling all the people that are like, okay, the character's trash, or even if we take it to the extreme, right? We have the grifters, oh, it's DEI woke bullshit. I'm like, well, we don't know that yet, bro. Like, we cannot accuse this game of being that. Now, I can see where they're coming from based on Neil's history, right? Neil's a person who said, I don't care, or he said, half of the gamers or half of the people that buy this game are gonna hate.
himself. He said
You know
that
what I
in
mean?
a tweet. I
He said
don't
that.
know how the tweet was read. I forgot that, but look it up. And I'm like, wait a minute. If you're making a game for yourself, then what does that mean for me as a customer then, or a potential customer, right?
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
like, okay.
Neil is
Yeah, you-
okay with having half the gamer population hate his game, right? So I can
Yeah,
understand
apparently.
why guys or the gamers are against what they saw already. But then somebody like you who I haven't spoken to yet,
Yeah,
C
but,
Fresh,
I
hold
mean,
up. C Fresh, it's his game. Yes, but we're the ones buying it. So he can
Exactly.
make the best game in the world he wants for himself, but if people don't want to fucking buy it, that's the fucking point here.
That's on him. That's
But-
on
And
him.
you ain't got no
Let's-
salary
Hold
either.
up, guys.
That's-
Let's get back to
that's-
Retro, because
that-
Retro,
it-
we've been
it-
cutting him off.
Yeah.
Tell us,
It
Retro,
didn't
why did
translate-
you?
It didn't translate to the game not selling though, did it? Him making the game the way he wanted it made. It didn't. It didn't actually. If you look at the sales and stuff, it didn't.
Oh yeah,
actually
yeah.
negatively
Retro got another
impact.
point there. Touche. Yep. I'll
Now,
give you
I'm
that
not
one
saying
too.
you're wrong. This is the thing. I'm not saying you're wrong for your
Talking
opinion.
about Last
you know
of
what
Us
I mean?
2, I know they had a hell of a lot of unsold copies.
They didn't, man. It sold over
Yeah,
10
they-
million. The last time we heard, that's
Yeah, that's-
really good.
They were
numbers,
expecting
man.
20.
Yeah,
It
but
could have
you
been
gotta
higher,
understand
though.
that at that point, it hadn't gone through the sales and stuff that the first
And
game
keep
had.
in mind, there were fucksticks that leaked the story. Eh? Thank God I
No.
stayed away from internet though. But
I
it is
can be
sad though.
honest, the reason I'm so hyped for Intergalactic is because it's a Naughty Dog game. It's, you know what I mean? Like, you know it's going to push the technology forward. You know it's going to, whether you agree or not, it's
Yeah,
gonna
they got
push
the reputation,
storytelling
sure.
forward.
Yeah, they push
Okay, so
boundaries. I'll give them that.
let me push back to what Retro's saying. And Retro, by the way, is not personal, bro. This is just us
That's all
talking
good,
here.
man. It's called a discussion. This is how
Yeah.
discussions happen.
Because you know how people get sometimes. But my pushback to
Yeah,
you
people-
is,
yeah.
at what point, right? Because Nelson said it himself earlier with Boober, the Boober team, the
You
Booby
boo-boo.
team, right? He thought it was going to be trash because of their previous games. And a lot of people agree with him, right? And that makes total logical sense. Well, all their games have been, what do you
The
call that?
medium springs in mind.
Yeah, what janky and stuff like that. So you can expect that probably their game is going to be janky too. Now with The Last of Us, with Naughty Dog, I agree, right? Uncharted, I don't have to say what they made. We all fucking know they're one of the best developers in the world for a fucking reason here.
Shooting 10 for 10 for the free throw too, but now they
But-
can't fucking goddamn make a layup.
But that's my question to you, Retro, is to give you a little bit of pushback is, as gamers and as the consumer, the ones that pay money for this stuff, is should we be giving them the benefit of the doubt?
But until you actually see what the game is about, you can't really not. You know what I mean? Until they make that stinker, you can't really put it on them.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I
You know?
I hate,
I agree with
I
that.
hate to-
No, but I
I-
agree with you. I agree. They shouldn't get a blanket pass. They should
Well,
be questioned. People should give their opinions.
Retro,
So
I'm actually
with you
glad.
there.
I'm glad you're saying that, being questioned, because why have they shut down their comments on their trailer to begin with? I mean, if you say taking criticism, right? Being questioned. If people are already saying stuff on their trailer and they now shut it down, the comments, that's not
Well,
taking
to be
criticism
fair-
then at
To be
that
fair,
point.
they
right?
published it with the comments off. They didn't just turn the comment. Like they were already.
Well, they knew.
And Well, I mean, you remember the shit that they got for The Last of Us 2, man.
Yeah,
Like, it was
yeah.
constant.
Everyone
It was
knows that.
So can you blame them really? Now, I'm not saying they should have. Me personally, I would have kept that shit on and went at every fucking troll I could. But that's just me, innit? That's like, but you can kind of understand why they did that.
Yeah, to a degree, I can.
Well,
I
at
can,
least
sure.
they haven't come out like Matt Hansen fucking goddamn with knives in hand against everybody. Ain't nobody buying that shit.
Man.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I think a good. I mean, I can't say skepticism is bad. It isn't. You know what I mean? It keeps us on our toes, man. But
Yeah, Retro, you said
definitely wanna see
something.
more.
You definitely said something that changed my perspective a little bit, which is, because once again, I've been saying this from the beginning. I'm kind of throwing shade on at both sides, at the people attacking the game and the people that are defending the game. Because I'm like, there isn't anything there, guys. Now, if you're excited because it's a sci-fi game, melee combat. Well, we think it's melee, right? But we don't know. We've seen so
we
many.
don't know. Yeah.
We've seen so many
You only
in.
saw a small little tidbit, a small little
That's it.
teaser, a taste,
Now,
if you will.
What I will say though is that it being in an alternate universe where they're light years ahead of us in technology, hence why everything is still analog, even though it's based in the 80s. That is super intriguing to me, right? So there is some things in here that I'm excited. We talked about how the high quality of Naughty Dog and how they push gaming forward. These are all great things and things that I'm all looking forward to, of course. But we have to. I hate saying put our what is it that people say whenever there's a new award show and people are so hype and then they say, no, you need to calm yourself, you need to put your shit in check. What's that called? Your Like, calm down.
Expectations is not the word that we're looking?
Expectations. Thank you, Tornado.
Okay. No worries. Expectations.
I don't want to say put your expectations in check because that's fucking bullshit, right? We should have our expectations high because, especially like Naughty Dog, we know what they are. Is it fair for Naughty Dog? Yes, it's fair for us to critique them hard because they're the best in the world or one of the best in the world. Now, I'm not going to give Naughty Dog the same expectation that I would give Bloober. You know what I mean? They're just in completely different leagues. So my expectations for a team like Bloober are going to be way different than an announcement for an expectation from Naughty Dog. And guess what? We're talking about 10, 20 million sold versus 1, 2 million sold. So there's a difference here. So I've been giving shit to both sides because I don't think it's fair for both sides to come the way that they're coming. This is the best shit ever, and this is the worst shit ever. There just isn't enough there. The next trailer they do, hopefully it will be soon, within the next quarter, right? Because we know that once the fiscal year ends for PlayStation, which should be right around March, April, we know that that's when they're going to start putting out the first party stuff. We don't know how many exactly. It could only be Ghost of Yotei, or it could be a whole bunch of shit. But we did hear from PlayStation that they want to do a first party game every single year from here on out. We know this, right? And we think that they can achieve it. Why? Let's look at their fucking history, right? They are known for putting out first party games. Sure, not at the rate that some people will like, right? Because we're gamers. We can eat up a fucking 20, 30-hour game in a few days. No fucking problem. Especially if it's great. You know what I'm saying? Give us a fucking 20-hour game that's good on Friday night when we get home from work. That shit will be done by Monday morning by the time we go back to work. That's just how it fucking is. So we're eating up these games way faster than your casual who's only buying 2-3 games a year. And these 2-3 games are fucking FIFA, fucking, Call of Duty, and Fortnite. And that is it. You know what I mean? So there's different expectations. But shout out to Meg because I did hear him say this. I've been trying to put words into what I meant for a long time. And Meg said it perfectly. So I'm going to take it from him and steal it and use it. And it's, we are the hardcore gamer. We hardcore gamers have literally almost no power. Why? Because we are the minority and we do not do the majority of the buying of games. The casuals do. But what Meg said is the hardcore gamer is the trendsetter. And I agree 1,000% with that. We start getting vocal about games. We start making videos about games, and the shit picks up steam. And next thing you know, casuals are tuning in to find out why the fuck these 35, 40-year-old men are so hyped about a game. And that's where shit picks up the ball. So we are the trendsetters, and I agree with that 100%. So we actually have a lot more power than what the studios give us, than even other gamers give us. I think we should use it, freely. If we see some shit we don't fucking like, we call the shit out. Just like when we see something we do like, we call the shit out too. Sorry, that was my little rant for the night.
It makes sense though. I mean, at the end of the day, we're pretty much the ones that are putting the money in their pocket, basically, aka paying their salaries and to keep the place up and running.
Making money off of fucking casuals. They don't play that shit.
Yeah, and if they don't make the money, then your company goes down under. It's that simple.
Yeah. No, I just, developers hate us. That's just a fact. I mean, they've said it over and over again. They dislike us. They do not like us.
I'm going to say yes and no. To a certain degree, I'd say some developers do like gamers.
They've been very upfront about it.
I know, but the reason why I say yes and no, yes in the sense of like there are actual gamers out there, or in this case programmers, people that make games that actually like one another. But I do feel, and that's where my no argument comes from, the people that say that they hate gamers are not gamers themselves. They're like activists,
bingo,
call them, and that kind of shit. Those are the people that are hating those gamers.
Like the
Keep
CEO,
that in mind, folks.
Like the CEO of Larian, he's a fucking gamer. He loves
Exactly.
gamer. The guys that are making Kingdom Come, they love gamers because they are fucking gamers and they're making games for gamers. So I agree. But the West, The West. It's a
Yeah,
whole
those
different horse there.
activists that are hating those gamers, you already know they don't play games. It's that simple.
They're
And
in
whatever
entertainment because they would just want to put their whatever their beliefs are.
they
That's
want to
their
put
easiest way.
their
That's their
legacy
easiest way
out,
because it's either
or
that
they
or a
want to spread the
journalist because then
nonsense.
they
Yep,
can get their message out to other people. They don't care about
yep,
the medium they're covering, movies, TV,
exactly.
whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yep,
It's just
they're
a
just
platform to put their
their shit
thoughts
on.
on paper.
Yep,
That's all it is.
that's what
Retro,
it is.
what's your
Just
what's your view on that? On what they just said? Do you see that happening in your opinion?
Uh, I'm kind I'm kind of in the middle, like, to be honest.
So, like for example, like Dragon's Dogma, right? Or not Dragon's Dogma, Dragon Age. So we've had longtime fans of Dragon Age, and I like to test the waters with, for example, like SkillUp, right? I like watching his reviews mainly because he's
ooh,
entertaining, just because he's
oof,
entertaining. But me and him, we don't really
oof, oof,
feel the
oof.
same way about games. But I think SkillUp,
He's a
um,
yellow chair scumbag, but
oh, of course he
that's
is.
beside the point.
Of course he
Oof.
is. Most of them
He
are.
and Kunta Kinte Paris and Cope Dickwood, all of them, all of these
They're
scumbags.
all Joes, man. They're all fucking paid
Oof,
for bullshit, man.
oof, oof, oof.
Well, it pays the bills, right? It's where they get the clicks.
Well,
It's
yeah,
where
I
they get
mean,
the.
yeah, get your money, man. Do what you gotta do, like, but
Yeah, but if you have to do it over the backs of other people, my God, now I'm sorry. To me, they're scumbags. I'll keep saying that till the end of time.
They are, but they are the ones that they have the ear of the people. They have of the
Well, they don't have
gamers.
my ear. They can go fuck themselves. That's what they can do.
But once again, we're the minority, bro.
I
We're
know.
the hardcore. We're the
They can still
minority.
go fuck themselves.
They see us as disposable. As a matter of fact, if we would just shut the fuck up, that would be ideal for them. You know what I mean?
I'm
Not
pretty
having
sure
to
they
deal
will.
with us, not having to hear our bullshit, what we don't like, preventing them from doing shit their way. And like C Fresh said, it's their game. They're making it, absolutely. But at the same time, they need customers to buy it. And
well,
I'm
yeah,
in
you vote with
business.
your wallet, man.
Game, but
You
if
vote with
when
your
you make
wallet.
something nobody wants and you don't
Yep.
have a job, don't
Vote with
complain
your
about it.
wallet. Exactly.
All you
Thank you,
can do,
Nelson.
but that's all we can do. That's the only power you have is your wallet. That's it.
Yeah,
Because
agreed.
they're not gonna listen to Twitter posts. They're not gonna listen to fan channels. They're gonna surround
Well,
themselves like a lot
uh,
of people do with yes people, with people of the
well,
same mind frame. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
Retro. I'm sorry to cut into to you, but I have some hope. I mean, looking at Mark Cerny when he was talking to the guys from Digital Foundry, and he's saying like, "Hey, I'm watching your channel every now and then." That gives me hope. So they do watch that. That I'm not saying that they're watching it all, but they do keep an eye on the ground, so to speak, or an ear, you know.
I mean, you have social media. They give these people review copies. They give them early access to shit. So they're involved with social media just as much as we are, right? Especially when they're investing in a channel or because let's be real, a review copy is a delicate thing. If you give a review copy
Hmm?
to a channel that has 1 million subscribers, dude, that's a big fucking deal. I mean, CNN can't even pull in a couple 100,000 viewers, let alone a YouTube channel who's fucking X big. You know what I mean? So this is a
Hmm.
lot of eyeballs. So this is a
Yeah,
huge decision.
it's a monetary decision. It's money for them, you know, in some way, shape, or form. Potential customers, you know, that kind of shit.
Yes.
It's
So
it's
them
kind of like free marketing, pretty much.
so them deciding what channel to put out, and we saw a lot of that during Dragon's Age, where
Oh
a
man.
lot of developers that were expecting a copy didn't get a copy, and it just happened that the developers that were talking negatively about the game, whether level 1 to 10, 10 being extremely negative about the game, 1 being just pointing out a few things, a lot of these people were in the 2, 3, 4 kind of range as far as the negative speak, and they didn't get no review copy, which opened up a lot of eyes in the industry gamer wise. As okay, so there are specifics, which blows my mind because we all went through Cyberpunk. We all saw these fucking
Oh,
young Yao
man.
out here talking about how
Yellow
I
Chair
yep,
Scumbag. Yeah,
I
that's
I
another one.
I blocked that channel
Fucking
and I
hell.
haven't listened to him ever since. And I'm like, you guys are just pieces of shit. You couldn't tell us. And look, Cyberpunk, I consider to be one of the best games in history, right? But I still want the truth told to me. But anything else we got to say about that shit? We got to move on. We're being too negative with this shit. I actually want to have a good time with the 2024.
Yeah, I was going to
And
say.
the other, another thing that I wanted to bring up as far as 2024, what was the best for 2024 hardware that we got, or an update to an hardware? What was something huge hardware wise that happened in 2024? Doesn't matter, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, PC, whatever. What was something huge that happened
I'm
this
going to
year?
go with a left field out of this one. And I say, and I said this to people, me crazy when I said this. I'd say the PlayStation Portal. And the reason why, because there's a lot of families out there with men that are working there and they have to share the TV with the family. That thing is going to do extremely well. The Portal. Yep.
Yeah,
Even
I
I got
agree.
one.
I
The
me
Portal
too.
is the highlight for this year, hardware wise.
Well, I went from saying the Portal was completely worthless when it first came out to now thinking
Sure, it had
completely
its issues in the
opposite.
beginning, but they made sure that they updating it, putting the stuff in that people are asking, and over time the damn thing got better.
What about you, Retro? What was something hardware wise that you think made an impact this year?
Well, for me personally, it would be the Pro and the Gran Turismo 7 update.
Oh yeah,
That ray trace
don't forget
goodness,
that
man.
one.
It
Yep.
just changes the whole look of your car, and it just it helps grind the car even more. It's kind of hard to explain because the lighting system and stuff in Gran Turismo is already so good. But just the added ray traced effects and stuff really just helps, especially with the in-car view and stuff. It's all lit up properly now, and yeah, you can see the reflections of your car and the drivers in the wing mirrors and stuff. So for me, just getting that extra bit of horsepower to be able to have that in-game running at a nice smooth 60 frames a second, I was pretty impressed, I won't lie.
Tell me
Cine
a little bit
gamer.
more about Gran Turismo. Do you think that this is the Gran Turismo ever?
For me personally, yeah. My favorite one before this one was Gran Turismo 4. But I just feel like they've got the right mix of old school kind of single player events and stuff, and the newer sports kind of online focused stuff. Um, yeah, man, they've worked really hard, and I just think, especially with the way we're getting updates constantly with the game, and it doesn't cost you anymore. It's literally every update is free for everyone, so it doesn't segregate any of the online community. Um, I just, bro, I could wax lyrical about Gran Turismo forever, man. I love the game. I love the team, and I just hope they continue to work away the way they do. You know.
Yeah, and to add
They
on to
will.
that, I actually appreciate what Gran Turismo is doing a lot because I think we need way more of that in gaming. Meaning, I wish we got away from making things in a specific way per se. For example, like if it's an online multiplayer, it's an online multiplayer. That's it. Or if it's a single player game, it's a single player. That's it. Like back in the PS3 360 era, we used to get complete packages, which is why I
Yep.
give Space Marines such high praise because you have your single player on there, you have your PvP on there, and you also have your PvE. And we got a lot of that during that 360 PS3 generation. We had games like uh fuck, what's a good one?
Mm.
Resistance, for example. You know what I mean? You had your single
Oh
player
yeah.
campaign. If you want to get online and play with the boys, you can fucking
Killzone
do
is
that.
another one indeed. Yeah.
Yes,
Killzone
yes,
1 and 2.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Killzone. So what
Warhawk and
Warhawk,
Starhawk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yep. Gran Turismo is doing a great job with that, right? If you're a single player like I never feel, I don't want to say alienated, but I never feel that I have to do the online stuff in order to have a good time with Gran Turismo. I don't play it a lot, but I still have 60, 70 hours into the game. You know what I mean? So I do like going in there and I like doing the cafe menus. I love doing all that shit. So I really wish that we had more games like that and Space Marine. Now, the biggest unfair thing that
Mm-hmm.
I think happened to Gran Turismo is in the beginning when the game first came out. when they were saying the microtransactions were too much or whatever. I think that was so unfair what they did to that game. But you talk a little bit about that because you know way more about it than I do. Tell the people what happened.
Basically, the controversy was basically that they had the cheek to release basically a choice of three credit packs, basically. So if you didn't want to go and grind out the game, you could literally just buy credits. And that's basically, that wasn't turned on until launch. And so because it wasn't mentioned in reviews, people thought they were trying to be sneaky about it. It was there, it just wasn't turned on. And so, people kind of jumped on that. But in Gran Turismo's defense, every single DLC has been free. You know what I mean? Like, so whoever's buying those credits, those whales, are in theory paying for our DLC every month.
I was going to say, and just
crazy.
like Helldivers,
it would cost me, like the money I have now, it would cost me thousands of dollars in real, no, probably tens of thousands.
Hey, and look, just like Helldivers too, if you do your best, you are able to get any car in the game without spending a dime out of your wallet. But nobody talks about that shit.
I've got 408.
I've had some of the most expensive cars in the game.
Nobody talks about that shit. So, and indeed, you can win certain cars, but nobody talks about that. Huh? We only talk about the negative.
Well, that's it. I mean, I get it. Nobody likes seeing it. I didn't like seeing it in one of my favorite games, but
me neither.
Gran Turismo was all about the grind too. You're supposed to grind. That's the whole point of the game, is the grind to get all the cars.
The gameplay loop from the earlier ones. Yep. And it still continues.
If you want to
trend.
spend $15,000 to get all the cars, or probably more.
Good luck.
Good luck. Have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that shit, but more power to you.
Yeah, the developer. Very much. We got more money to maybe make an extra office space or a cubicle.
A company for preying on stupid.
Though. It did always make me laugh because they moaned about credit packs, but they didn't say nothing about Forzas. Basically, anytime there's a DLC
bingo.
pack
Thank
release,
you, Retro.
A, you have to pay for it, and B,
you don't hear that, eh?
Every single car is added as a downloadable DLC, so a microtransaction.
Exactly.
So they complained about
we don't hear that
packs, but didn't say shit about each car being sold individually.
Yeah, we don't hear that. If it's Sony, we always hear shit, but if it's the other side of the coin, we're not hearing it, eh? Forza is the greatest thing since sliced bread, eh? But we don't hear the shit that they're doing over there. Right.
But we knew in the beginning that Forza was fucked up. I mean, even the biggest Forza fans were complaining about it.
You can't just get them in the game anyway, no matter how much you play. You have to buy them.
Yep.
I give that game 6 hours, man. For the latest Forza Motorsport.
Holy shit. Then I'm record holder. But then again, I don't have a Series S nor an X. For me, it's 0, man, and it stays that way. Even if those games come to PlayStation, I'm not buying any of those suckers. No fucking way. I'm done with them.
Nah, if they want to bring out Horizon, to PlayStation, I'll buy that.
And I'm so pissed off at the brand, and it's more specifically to do with Phil Spencer. They don't deserve my money,
Phil
and
Spencer
I don't want it
in control anymore.
I know, but still, he's my source of anger, if you will. He's my source of anger.
I don't know why you hang on to that shit, man. It can't be healthy.
I'll hang on to it until the day I die. I swear to God.
Let it go. Let it go.
By all rights, you should still be angry at Sony, man.
Nah.
I'm angry at Sony.
At certain points I can be, but that's...
Nah, but they took down your precious Sega, man.
Yeah, but that's also more in line with Sega, their own mistakes that they made. Let's be honest.
Sega
fuck that.
Sega.
Kind of the same
fuck
as
that.
Xbox,
I'm mad at Sony.
Xbox fucked Xbox.
I'm mad at Sony, and I bring it up every single fucking week. And people say, "Why are you so mad at Sony and not mad at Xbox?" Because I'm invested in Sony. I spent money at Sony. I buy games at Sony. So that's what I understand when these fans of Nintendo or Xbox or PlayStation, and I'm going to talk about PlayStation more, the ponies. Look, I'm a pony too. But some of
Hey,
you
whoa, whoa,
ponies
whoa, whoa.
take it to
Nah,
a
nah.
whole other
I
fucking.
have a problem with that naming. Yeah, I have a problem with naming. In Dragon Ball terminology, I've ascended to a Pegasus. I can't stand the naming Sony Pony. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I'm sorry,
Retro, but I mean Tornado, but we are.
Pegasus. Nah,
Okay,
man.
we are Sony
I'm on a pro,
Pegasus.
man. I'm on a pro.
Yeah,
I've
Pegasus.
ascended.
call
Fuck
me a
We
this shit.
are.
pony, a fucking Pegasus, a
We are the
fucking unicorn. I
Pegasus.
don't care.
We defend, or we, especially the people in this group, maybe not Nelson as much, but we defend PlayStation when they need to be defended, and we talk shit when they need to be talked shit to. The reason I say Nelson not so much because he was the one who said, "Hey, shit, I'll pay fucking double for the PS5 Pro," and don't say you didn't say that shit because you fucking did. But of course,
I
I'm gonna be
would.
more mad at PlayStation than I would be at Xbox because I'm more invested in it. With Xbox, I have a Series X, which I got for $350, and I have about $180 worth of Xbox games, which include all the Halos, all the Gears. So if you're subscribed to Game Pass just to play those, spend less than you would with 1 year of Game Pass and just buy the fucking games. And if you get them digital, you can save probably even more fucking money. But of course, I'm gonna be more mad at PlayStation. And yeah, PlayStation has been fuckery this fucking year, specifically this year, with the PS5 Pro on how they fucking released that with no disc drive and at the price they charged, the plates and the teeth. Like, come on, that's fucking childish. You
Yeah,
could
I
have
called that
fucking
shit out too, man. I was like, what the
Okay,
fuck?
I'll give you a point on that one.
the
I'll
fucking
give you a point on that one.
the not being able to
The
subscribe.
disc drive, I'll be honest, the disc drive I didn't give a fuck about because I've been pretty much 100% digital since PS3, but
But even
Oh, I
if you
care
are
about it though.
digital,
I care.
Dan,
I care.
even
I
if
got
you
one.
are
I
digital,
care.
you should still care because it's options. You don't want
Exactly.
PlayStation to be control of just the one thing. Because even right now, they're in the middle of a
Nah,
class
man.
action lawsuit because of the
I get
PlayStation
it.
Store.
Yep.
I get it, right? But
Options are always good, huh?
yeah, I didn't want that option though. You know what I mean? My option for me was to not have that option because I don't need it. But I get what you're saying.
From
I
you,
get
my
what you're
guy.
saying, that they took a feature out that they really shouldn't have taken out. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But for me, it wasn't a disc drive that was the problem. It was the redesigned cases and the stand and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
why are you like you're charging a premium? Why are you cheaping out so much? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that got
Yeah.
to me too, man. I won't lie.
And also the other thing, and look, and then maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But I feel like for one negative thing PlayStation does, they kind of do a little positive, or maybe I'm just justifying that in my head. So, for example, the other thing I'm angry with PlayStation about is the PS Plus subscription deal. So during Black Friday, they were doing, I forget the percentage, but you can essentially get PS Plus Premium instead of the 180, 160 for the year. You can get the Black Friday sale for about 112,
Minus, what
113.
was it? Yeah, minus 30% or something like that.
I think it could have
For a
been
whole year?
30% for a whole year. And then I'm thinking this is complete fucking horseshit because I am a PS Plus subscriber, so why wouldn't you give the discount to the people that are already paying into it? You're just gonna give it to somebody who never had PS Plus, and I get it, it's to attract new PS Plus subscribers. But that's still besides the fucking point. There should be a year, right? Because what they're trying to do, they're trying to avoid the guys that buy years in advance. What do you call that? The stacking. They're trying to avoid the
Yeah,
stacking, but it
I'm
should
one of
be.
them.
It should
They should
be.
at least give you 2 or 3 years, though.
I said 1 year. I think 1 year is fair for everybody because 1
You
year
can do
what
that
that.
now. I want 2 or 3. Damn it.
No, you cannot do 1 year now. You cannot do 1 year now.
How
If
about
you
you?
have PS Plus subscribed, if let's say the sale ends today and your PS Plus subscription ends tomorrow, you're shit out of fucking luck. Now the 1 year, what that would give you is a year from the date, meaning that in 6 months from now, PS Plus comes out with their sale, then you can take advantage of it because you're 6 months out from being expired with your subscription service. That's what I'm saying. 1 year is fine because the reason they're also preventing this is because they had to increase the price. So Tornado, for example, he's not affected by the price increase. But if you are
Nope,
only able to
not
stack
yet.
1 year at a time, it doesn't fucking matter. You still have to pay that bump whenever.
Do you know
Tornado
my
tell you
wife?
what he paid to
Do you know
upgrade to
my
premium
wife
for a
still only
decade?
Oh
Do you
man,
know
What was
my
that,
wife's
Tornado?
on premium and still only my
Or
wife only pays the
yeah, let Retro
she pays
first.
the old PS Now price. Still,
wow,
they still only charge her £8 something for her premium.
sheesh, That's
There you
insane.
go.
Well, the other thing I was going to say about the positive and negative, and then I'm thinking, okay, but at the same time, we have PS Stars. I have used about $40, $50 this year with free money that I got just for buying games. So it's like, okay, great PlayStation, you're giving me free money for doing what I already do. But yet on PS Plus, you won't let me fucking take advantage of the sale? Like, what kind of horseshit is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
that's backwards.
yeah, but yeah, that's just another thing else. But the whole topic started with hardware, right? Retro said the Pro and the what was the other thing? Portal or
Yep,
no
the
GT7?
Portal.
GT7. Tornado said the Portal. Nelson, what about you? What was your 2024 hardware
Bro.
thing that?
I
Why?
don't buy a lot of hardware because that's what I wanted.
But why?
Because I like getting an upgraded console. If Xbox would have had one and they were relevant, I would have got one of those too.
They did. They got a 2 TB console.
Yeah, white
smart
man
ass.
like this.
Bruh.
The white baby,
What are we doing here, man?
special edition white.
Yeah. Well, they can
Got
stuff it
the
with
One
the sun
X too,
don't
and I
shine.
use that for a lot of my third-party shit. Most of my third-party shit.
Actually, and I'm gonna agree with Tornado on this one. I think this year, the biggest hardware, the important hardware things were two of them. It was the PlayStation 5 Pro, and specifically with the Pro is the AI learning. I think that's gonna change
Ooh,
gaming
yeah.
Yeah,
forever.
because that's gonna help keep costs down for
It's only gonna get
GPUs
better.
because
Yeah. Go
that's
ahead.
gonna be huge in
Retro.
the future because they don't have to
Or
just
Nelson,
keep pumping all that just keep making it super duper more powerful and get more expensive. They can get more
upscaling
from
and
less.
machine learning, that kind of stuff, and AI, that's pretty much the future.
That's how DLSS does it.
Yep, they've been doing that since 2018 up to now.
Yeah.
And just
it's
think
only gonna
we're
get better.
probably we're
Yep.
all probably training it. Everybody that's got a pro and is
Yeah.
using PSSR.
We're the beta
Exactly.
testers.
Training that algorithm.
We're the beta testers, bro.
I don't mind, man.
Me
I
neither.
don't mind
Me neither.
if it makes a better PS6. I'm all for it, bro.
Yeah, me neither.
More importantly, if it pushes future technologies for other people, or for now, or for later,
No, I'm still
I
gonna
don't
say
have a problem with it.
I'm still gonna say that the PS5 Pro isn't my. Hey, what up, War? How you doing? I'm still gonna say that the PS5 Pro isn't my best purchase hardware wise. I still don't think the console is worth $700, but that's a whole topic of discussion. But the other thing that I was gonna say, hardware wise, that was important for 2024, that completely changes the game. Which once again, my first one is the PS5 Pro with the AI learning. I think that's gonna change gaming forever. And the other one that changes the game right now is the PlayStation Portal with a new software update in order to be able to stream games. I think
yeah.
that is a huge, huge game changer. I mean, somebody like me who said that the Portal was completely fucking useless when it first came out, and let's be real, it was
I still
completely
do.
fucking useless. The people tried to say that, well, you can take it. No, you fucking can't. They didn't promote it for you to take it everywhere. They promoted it for you to play it in your house within the same Wi-Fi connection. That's how it was promoted. And people were saying it was the greatest thing because you could take it everywhere. It wasn't designed for that. But now, with the update they did earlier this year with public Wi-Fi connections being more accessible, and now with the streaming, I think that this console is the biggest bang for your fucking money that anybody is offering, including Game Pass. Because with the PlayStation Portable, it is $199.99, $200. $15 for a month of PlayStation Premium, and you have access to 201 games exactly that you can stream right fucking now. 201 games. FYI, for those of you guys that don't know, in Game Pass, you have anywhere between 250 to 300 games. So you're telling me that the PlayStation Portable has access to 90% of games. I'm speaking of quantity, right? Versus the fucking Game Pass. Okay, what does Game Pass have? Day and dates exclusives? Sometimes. Because they haven't had shit in 2022. 2023, they dropped a few. Now is when we're starting to see Xbox release some of these games. And guess what? Just like I told myself for Indiana Jones, and what was the other one? Stalker 2. I'm just going to wait till they're on PlayStation. I started playing it on Xbox. I put it down. I'll be back on when it comes out for the Pro. Indiana Jones, I picked it
It'll
up,
be
played
the
it for a
best
little bit.
on PlayStation because you can get that whip crack.
Yep, get that shit back. Let me just read out Warwana's comment here real quick. Mid-gen refreshes should never be as amazing leap as new gens. I agree. What do you gentlemen think about that?
That's just kind of given. Yeah.
I'll buy it for the bump, man. It's like the way I see
It's like
it.
upgrading my GPU
But
if I was
yeah, that's the way I see it, man. I just see it as
Yep.
upgrading my shit, man. That's
If
it.
PC
It's just
people
an
can
upgrade.
do it,
generations
so
are
can
considerably
I.
longer than they used to be, and god damn it,
Yeah.
that it could be that's a long time to go without what was great 5 years ago ain't as great now as it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, I appreciate the mid-gen refreshes. I hope they continue. I really do.
Well, it's like if you guys have something that's a big enough jump from what you currently have, then put the shit out. Especially,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah,
we're waiting 7 to 8 years between.
I said it before with a
And,
strange
if you
analogy.
have
Yeah,
to charge
I
us,
said
if
it
you have to
before.
charge us cost, fair enough. Charge
Yeah.
us cost. You know what I mean?
Hey,
that's,
look.
that's okay.
If some of you might have seen my comment that I made in the Discord, if not, and you'll hear it from me for the first time, perhaps. When I made that analogy and I compared them to Bugatti that released their supercar in 2005, right? Everyone was saying like, "Hey, who's that for? $1 million sports car? Nobody gonna buy it." Lo and behold, all these suckers were sold out, eh? And a little bit after that, other brands were starting to put out supercars, eh? Porsche, Aston Martin, you name it, they all followed suit. What I'm trying to say is, with the PS5 Pro, they carved out a market. They were like, you know what? Let's offer a high-end console for people that actually want to take advantage of that, or at least want to spend the money on that, right? And they see value in that. And lo and behold, people are seeing value in that, and it's selling.
Yeah.
We've seen the numbers, eh? We've seen the numbers. We heard what it
As long
did.
as they keep it so that it's an option and that it's
Yeah.
not a forced upgrade, I don't see
No,
the issue.
it's an option, and people have no problem with putting money down for that option, eh? Just saying.
Well, was it you, Retro, who said something about the PS7 or something like that on the Discord? Was it you? We were talking, and I said I'll be 60 when that comes out. Do you remember?
Yeah, because they're gonna get longer and longer. That's why.
Yeah.
I think
So
by the PS7, I think there'll be 2 mid-gen refreshes because I think the generations will be 12 years by then.
I think so too, because well, it depends how fast technology moves. You know what I mean? If technology is moving as fast as PC does, where every 6 to 8 months
Well,
to a
they use
year,
PC parts, but they're not gonna put one out every 2 years like a GPU though.
no, they won't do.
every other.
Well, actually,
GPU gen they might.
I disagree. I think if you're selling to the hardcore like the Pro was supposed to be, I can see people buying a new console every 2 years, specifically because unlike PC, we have resale options. We can take it to GameStop and get, you know, for example, the Pro is you can get $400 for it right now at GameStop.
Yeah. Bro,
So
it took me less than an hour to sell my launch PS4 5. Less than an hour. I put it up on Facebook Marketplace.
That's
and
how
within
much
an
value
hour,
it still
some dude-
has.
Yeah, some
There you
dude
go.
was at my house within an hour picking it up, cash in hand.
Yep.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? It was like literally that quick.
Well, I said when the
So-
Pro came out, I said that the PS5 OG is one of the best deals in gaming, period. Because
Yep. It
you know,
still is.
it still is, because you have the disc attached to it. You still have, you know, it's only $500. It's crazy that we're saying.
And the important factor, eh, there's still software being made for the goddamn thing, which
Yeah.
it's the main thing that it counts for. Eh? You want
Yeah.
software for the damn thing.
Not just software, but software that's best in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's running better than any other hardware manufacturer out there. Who's making a better piece of hardware than PlayStation right now, technology-wise? Like, even some of the bots hate to admit the PS5 on paper is weaker, but yet it's still running these games better. How? You know what I mean?
It's
Well, that's-
IO system, man. It basically Mark Cerny put the money where
I was gonna say
it
all to
needed
do with
be.
our magic man Mark Cerny. It's
Well, it
that
is.
simple.
He basically kicked down a load of roadblocks, man. Instead of trying to just brute force it, because if you look at the Xbox system, on
Shout out War1.
Yeah,
It does
you know
come
the
out with a
Xbox
stand.
Series X2
it's
costs
pretty
more
much
to
a server.
manufacture than the Pro does.
that GPU in the Xbox is pretty much a server GPU. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty much what it was designed for, man. It was designed to run xCloud. You
Oh,
know,
Hey,
Azure, all of that shit, man.
shout out to Warwana. He says
Whereas,
that the OG PS5 had a stand.
yeah, facts.
yeah, that is
Facts.
true though. That is true.
GPS
Not that
5
you
wouldn't
needed
stand
that,
up on
because
its own either. That thing was wobbly as fuck.
Oh no, I always had mine vertical, man. Mine was
Well,
always
so did I,
vertical.
Yeah,
but
me
if
too.
you didn't have it, the fucker would just flop over
Which one?
the original.
Oh, really? I don't know. I've had a stand on this since day one, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, don't take it off. It wasn't as stable, and that
I-
fucker was fat. I think it was because it was so top heavy.
I just think the console is meant to be vertical. I don't know. Like, to me, the
Yeah,
natural
same.
way of
You
placing
don't
it
want
is
to do that.
vertical.
It's fighting gravity.
Oh yeah, your shit's gonna
where's
leak.
KY Bob?
Oh god, man, I have
Ah.
never had an issue with that shit, man. And
That's
mine is
because
still
it's
standing next
because
to
it
my
does
Pro
not- it can-
upright.
It physically can't pull, bro. It's a load of shit.
Oh my
The only
god.
time you ever see that fucking stuff come away from the GPU is when they've opened it and
Exactly. A funky ass sucker opened the damn thing up, brought it to a repair store, and someone pulled it out of context, and voila, it went viral. It's
Yeah.
that simple.
the
Some
physics of
dumbass
it
just
is
fucked with it.
Impossible for it to pull, man. It's just you have to get into surface tension and all of that shit. Like, and I can't be arsed, man. It's a lot of math.
Man, long story short, suckers open up the damn thing when we're not supposed to do it. It's that simple. You can watch the guy on, what's his name? Steve from Tronic Fix, with the little tear underneath his eye, right?
Yeah.
He's now, I hope he's doing all right, though. He's now battling cancer because he's now a little bit bald, but he's always repairing that shit, you know? And the stuff that he comes across, even with a Switch or an Xbox, man, it is wild, though, what people do with that shit. I swear to God.
It always freaks me out when you see people and they've sent in a console and it's got like fucking bugs and shit in it, and you're like,
Oh
what
man,
kind of
or
place are
a
you
fizzy
living in?
or a fizzy drink or a soda pop shit, that
That's
kind of
fucking
crap.
disgusting.
My God,
Dude.
man.
Every single month, I grab all my controllers that I use. I take my son. We go in the kitchen. I lay some fucking paper towel down, including his controllers, because he plays Xbox. He grabs about 2 of them, and we clean them. I take some Q-tips. And we just clean the controllers. Every couple months, I grab my PS5. I take the plates out. I dust everything out, wipe it down, make sure it's good to go. I put it back together. It takes less than 10 minutes. 10
Yeah.
minutes. Stop being fucking
Yeah.
gross, y'all. Even my PlayStation collection, it gathers a lot of dust. All it takes is fucking 30 seconds with my duster, and then I grab
Yep.
a paper towel and
Facts.
wipe everything down, and damn, bam, done.
Facts.
Dude, come on, let's go. This shit is actually valuable. You buy a game now, you can still sell it for money, y'all. You can still sell it
Yeah.
for fucking money. I told you, if you haven't seen my videos, go check it out. I have one
And
of
not
Alan.
only that, your stuff lasts longer, eh? when you
Lasts
clean it.
longer, dude. We have
Yep.
Alan Wake, the first one. When it came out on sale, it was $30. Then it dropped down to $20. Now, if you want a physical copy of that game, you have to pay $60, $70.
There you
Deadpool,
go.
another game. It's
Boom.
worth over $80, $90 right now. Turtles in Manhattan, that game is fucking worth $60, $70. It's like these games, especially physical ones, are going to appreciate in value, and they're appreciating in value way quicker than ever before in the history of video games. One last example, Grounded. It came out on PlayStation 5, physical, through limited run games, because we all know that Xbox doesn't publish physical games anymore. And the games that they do publish physical are 50 fucking megabytes on a fucking disc that gives you the license. That's it. But Grounded, I bought it from Limited Run Games for $39.99. That game right now to get it is about $100 in less than a
Holy
year.
Shit.
So
Yeah.
take care of your shit. And then last topic of the evening, gentlemen.
Mhm.
Let's look. We talked about 2024.
Yep.
We said that on average, I would say that between the chat and what we said, we felt like from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best year ever, 1 being the worst year ever. 2024 was about most people were saying between a 7 and an 8. Some guys were saying it's an 8. Some guys were saying it's a 7. I said it's a 7.5, but we're right around there. 2025. Looking forward towards the future a little bit.
Mm.
So I got 2 questions. I'm going to ask the first one. We'll go around, give our answers, and then I'll ask the second one, and then we'll wrap it up. My first question is to you guys. Going into the games right away, what games are you looking forward to in 2025? Not just games that you yourself want to play, but games that you think are going to make a big impact in the gaming industry.
That
Whether
everyone
it's
wants to play.
whether it's
Okay.
something that everybody wants to play, whether it's keeping their bullshit out of the game, whether it's going to sell very
Beats,
well.
baby.
So we'll start with Retro. Retro, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Shit, well, we all know that if GTA 6 lands next year, that's the Megaton, man. I mean, nothing's touching that. Bro, no, I'm sorry, but like,
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm like, you know what? I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see.
Nothing's gonna touch that game, bro. That game's gonna sell
I
gangbusters, man. You know what I mean? And
Whether it's good or
I'm
bad.
excited for it. Yeah, yeah.
Whether it's
but
good or
I think
bad.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
hate
gonna
to
be
say
good.
it though, but Retro has a point indeed there. Yep.
But personally, I'm really looking forward to Ghosts of Yotei.
That's it?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know enough about. I'm excited to see more of the likes of Wolverine and stuff, but because we don't have a date, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll find out if
another one. We don't know.
We'll find out if Venom is real.
Yeah, I mean, they had all that work done for all those Spider-Man games, so I'm hoping we see something of it.
Yeah, I think that will be maybe 2026, but who knows? Because Insomniac are freaking, they're pros at what they do, and
They're on a different
They got
level.
like 4 teams.
Insomniac have been probably the most productive devs this gen.
That goes to RGG.
yeah, who knows? I was pissed at Insomniac because they didn't do a Venom DLC, but we'll see if they just wanted to switch it up with a full-blown game. I still think that doing a DLC and kind of introducing something with the DLC would bring anticipation up for Venom, the actual game. But I also don't want Insomniac to be stuck with superhero games. I just don't. Like, them dudes are so talented over there. I started playing a little bit of Infamous. I would love another Infamous. I would love a new IP.
Bro.
Like, it would just be awesome from Insomniac. Retro, anything else that you want to say about 2025 in regards to games and studios and whatnot?
I'm interested to see what's going to be coming out of China, man. Like,
Yes.
like they've really impressed me, man. Like, so far I've played. Is it Ex Machinima? It was like a 2.5D kind of 8-bit looking, like side-scrolling.
Wait, Extinction, something like that, or Evocation, something.
Yeah, something like that.
The title was very weird, though.
Yeah.
I am
So
a
I played
founding
that and I was
member
impressed.
of that, by the way.
Did you see where the
Bro.
wind meets? Holy shit.
Where the wind meets, yes. That's actually a PvE game, I think.
I want China.
Yeah, facts. I mean, like Stellar Blade, Wukong. I mean, I've been so impressed with what I've been playing from them. So I'm really excited to see what else is gonna come our way, because we know Sony's working hand in hand with Chinese developers right now. Like the likes of Lost Solar Side and stuff. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
For
we've
sure.
got so much to look forward to, but trying to pin it down just because we haven't really got any solid dates yet, you know.
We just know February, basically. Everyone's not
Yeah.
no one's gonna put out their dates till they know when Grand Theft Auto comes, because they're all trying to avoid
Yeah,
that shit.
That's the big one, isn't it? That's the thing, because people know not to.
You don't want to go
near
30
it.
days before or after, so you gotta fucking
Nah,
plan around
facts.
that.
Yeah, you want to try and avoid that shit as much as possible, man. But
Alright.
yeah, that would be my shout for now, mate.
I agree. I think China, there's a lot more to be expected from them. And also,
I'm gonna
India,
get all my games from China.
with the India Hero Project. I can't wait till they start putting some stuff out and whatever other projects they're working on. That's why Shuhei leaving is such a big hit for me. I still think that the impact is way
Oh,
bigger than
man.
people think it will be.
That's a big loss.
That's
That man
huge.
gone,
Massive
that's
loss,
a
that
big
is
loss.
Mr. PlayStation.
David knows the
Yeah.
guy's name, but he's been training a protege who's taking over, so.
Yeah, but man, you can't teach that
Yeah, but it's
eye
not-
and that skill,
Yeah,
man.
it's not.
Nah,
Yeah, well, people
man.
don't live forever either, or work forever.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true.
That's true. But Shuhei had a certain knack for it, man.
Yeah.
He had an eye for it. And
Hopefully his
Man.
lapdog has learned well from him. He's been traveling the last few years, so.
I hope so.
We'll see. Tornado, what about you? What games, what studios are you looking for in
I got
2025?
I got 3 of them actually, to be honest. Maybe 4 actually. Yeah. Let's start with the ones that I look forward the most. The 2 bigger ones, I'd say. And I'm looking at the open world game from the NetEase developed one. And I'm not sure if they are the ones that publishing and the studio underneath that, but the game I'm talking about is Ananta, an open world game. Mafia: The Old Country. That's 2 of them that I'm looking forward to. Then from Capcom, Monster Hunter Wild for next year, and there was another one that I had in my head. Oh yeah, and Crimson Desert from Pearl Abyss. Yeah, a Japanese developer. So those are the games that I'm looking forward to. Those 4.
Yeah, those are all good picks, bro. Crimson, what is it? Crimson Dawn? That's what it's called, right?
Crimson Desert. Yeah.
Crimson Desert. I actually
but
wasn't that interested in that game till I found out that it was a single player game, and now my level
What?
for expectation
It
for
is?
that. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah. I
God.
kind of hope that they add some sort of multiplayer component on the side to
I thought
it.
that's what it was.
Not to intervene
No.
with the single player part, but to make it more like an experience with a certain kind of story attached to it that you can play it together.
Well, that's
I kind
what
of hope they do.
Retro or Tornado, that's what we were talking about earlier. Complete games like Space Marine, where you have
Exactly.
your single player
Yeah,
aspect,
yeah.
your PvE,
Exactly.
PvP. That's what these games need to do. And then, and these developers are in the West, right? Because we don't really see too much in the East, because in the West, their budgets are inflated. They spend money like it's fucking nothing. They don't know
Yeah.
how to manage shit. But we see it all the time in the West, how they're constantly complaining. They're complaining. Sean Layden is a fucking spokesperson for this shit. How developers can't sustain themselves with these fucking big budget games.
The
Well,
budget,
it's not.
it's too much, man.
It's too much.
$200-300 million.
Well-
It's unsustainable. You can't keep doing that, man.
You got a lot
It's-
of people that are in charge of just bullshit doing that at those places
can you
too, though.
imagine
You know
if
they do.
prices? Look, can you imagine if a development budget rises up towards 400, 500 million to even 700 to a billion? That's nuts, man. That is absolutely insane. You can't keep that up.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Well,
how are they
Hey,
going to
you know
afford
what's
that?
funny? I was just
Pretty
mentioning
much.
this a couple weeks ago. Super Mario Brothers 3 was the most expensive game ever made when it came out. That was 800 grand.
Yeah, back then.
well, dude,
it's wild though.
I said that. Well, I've said this numerous times. Where during that age, when Nintendo had the bangers like Zelda, Donkey Kong, Mario, like all these games where they made billions of dollars between just the IP itself, with licensing movies and toys and all that shit, just with licensing and the game itself. Those 4 games cost Nintendo less than $10 million to develop. Less than 10. And they've been reaping the benefits of these IPs for fucking decades. Decades. So, and by the way, $80 in the fucking 90s is the equivalent to $120, $130 in today's fucking money. So don't come crying to me because in the 90s you were making fucking hand over fist and now your margins are a little bit smaller. Not my fucking problem. Figure it out. And a way that you can figure it out, FYI, is the same thing that I said about Concord. The reason I didn't buy Concord, it wasn't because of the art style. Sure, the art style sucked ass, and I wish it would have been better. But the reason I was out with Concord is it didn't have single player. I don't play PvP. I play some PvE. But if they would have done a single player campaign, a short one, 3-4 hours, just to introduce the characters, just to introduce the story, and then come out with the PvP stuff, I think it would have done way better. Just like how with Space Marine, I played the single player campaign, and even though I don't play the PvP, PvE stuff, I loved this so much that I wanted more. So I went ahead and jumped into the PvE, PvP stuff. Now, that's the way you fucking do it, and now gamers are begging you to fucking spend their money because you gave them a product that they're excited for. But when you introduce some fucking bullshit right off the bat and then you're wondering why it's not working, well, it is what it is. And War One of that is not cap. That is not cap. You know that I don't play PvP games. You know I hate multiplayer games. But anything and by the way, I did play some of Concord. And what did I say a long time ago? This is quality. The shooting is quality. The gameplay is quality. This is a very well-made video game. It feels like a PlayStation first-party game. It's just I'm not gonna play it because it's multiplayer. It's PvP. I don't fuck with those games. Now that's just me. But I said this numerous times that if a developer really wants to sell something, give us a complete game, no bugs, and have the gamers beg you to want more of that IP. And it's just easy for you after that. Easy after you. But that's besides the point. Nelson, let's get back to you with what games you're looking forward to in 2025 studios, anything like that.
Good point.
We don't know nothing. Mafia, Death Stranding 2.
We don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
nothing. We
Shiny, I forgot
motherfucker, we
about that
literally
one.
just talked about Video Game
Yeah,
Awards
but we
last
only
week.
know a handful of games.
We know like
we don't
20,
know,
30
we don't know any
games, dude.
dates. Okay, I don't know any of the fucking dates, and I can't remember what they are. Where the wind meets.
Damn.
Ghost of Yotai.
Okay. Oh, well, let me ask you this question then. What studios would you like to see in 2025?
I don't know. I don't know
Definitely
how many.
Capcom. Knowing
Capcom.
Nelson, Capcom. Definitely. That's one of them.
So I'll give you an example,
Capcom.
Nelson. I would love to see the new Resident Evil come out in 2025.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
That would be an interesting
2026.
Which one?
Hey,
I think it'll be 2026.
but still, they're going to show something of that next year, for sure.
Yeah,
they're
we'll
going to show
see.
something.
Code Veronica remake.
Oh, that would be
Oh,
dope.
yeah.
Oh, I'd like that one.
See, there we go. All right, Nelson, we'll interject if I'm talking and an idea pops up, okay? So
Right.
for me, 2025, my very first game that I'm super hyped for, that I hope we see more of. I don't know if it'll come out 2026, 25, but we'll see. It is Exodus, right?
Ooh.
That game is
Definitely.
made by the people that made Mass Effect. They started their own shit.
Oh, yeah. They got their own studio, indeed. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. That's one
McConaughey
to
is
watch,
in there.
pretty much.
All the people that quit BioWare when all the bullshit started.
Yes. So that's my number one highly anticipated game. Another one that I think it's gonna do much better than what people think it's gonna do, and also something that I think is going to push gaming a little bit forward. And it may feel stupid, but hear my reasoning. It is Berserker. What's it called? Berserker.
Oh, shit, I know the one that you're talking about. They had a demo of that guy with two axes.
Yes.
He's kind of like a long-haired dude covered in blood.
Yeah, it comes out in March. Yeah, I got it right here. Hold on, I'm just looking through the list.
What's the name?
The first Berserker, Kazan.
Yeah, that's the one.
First, and the reason that I think that this game is going to do good for the video game industry, and by good I mean like bringing kind of like Hogwarts Legacy did, where people that aren't really gamers want to play something that get involved with gaming because of Hogwarts the IP itself. And I mean, fuck, how many consoles did PlayStation sell just because of their marketing was so good that people thought that it was an exclusive to PlayStation? That's a whole other story. But the reason I'm saying that is because this is going to be the first game made by the studio from the Russo brothers. And Marvel has had a huge impact, and some of the best movies that came from Marvel were made by the Russo brothers. So I think once they get on their marketing kick with this game, like they did in the Video Game Awards, with them announcing it, I think people are going to maybe think twice about a game they normally wouldn't just because the Russo brothers are involved. So that's one that I'm kind of like, that might be a diamond in the rough. But of course, the gameplay looks pretty cool. I hope that it's not difficult because I'm shit out of luck because I need to get good, right? Another one that I think is going to be good overall, and I think it's going to give
Korean developer,
gamers.
I'm in. Asia, China.
It's going to be Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think that game is going to give a lot of especially the gamers that have been bitching about the woke shit in video games. I think this is the game for you. The founder and the co-founder don't play that shit. People have tried to cancel them before for saying shit on Twitter before over nonsense as always. But I think that this game is going to be pure unadulterated fun, and it's going to give those type of gamers exactly what they are looking for. And then the other one, it's not a game, but it's what I would like from the video game industry as a whole. So first off, I would like for the studios that do quality to come out with quality. You can say most PlayStation first party games are right up there. The Naughty Dogs and the Insomniac. I want to see from them. There's studios we haven't heard.
Coming out.
You don't know what's coming out.
Judas.
Judas, yes.
Hmm.
Judas will be a good one to hear from. But what's the people that made that motorcycle zombie game?
Oh, Days Gone.
Days Gone. What's the
Ben
studio?
Studio.
Ben
That
Yeah,
could
Studios.
come
Ben
out next
Studio.
year
Yeah.
or 2026. One of those two.
I want
Ben Studio.
I want to see what Ben Studios is working on. We don't have
I'd
to have
like
a
their game
release
to come
date.
out this year just because I think 2026 is becoming a little
We don't even know what they're
top-heavy
working
for
on.
PlayStations. I know. I'm just saying, if they were to come out in 2026, I think Sony's gonna have too much big stuff on their plate slated
Okay,
for that year.
are
if
you
Wolverine
thinking-
and
Are you thinking as a gamer or are you thinking as a businessman for Sony?
both?
Fuck that. I want my
Bro,
games
as long
now.
As they put it, as long as they spread them out into each quarter, it'll be fine.
I was gonna say, and
will.
more importantly, I'd rather have that the game is polished and finished. You know,
Yes.
that's also an important thing.
If you have to,
So I'm just saying,
with loads of quality shit.
quality
then do
above all
Yes.
else, man.
That's
Quality
why
above all else. That's
That is
why
a-
I'm here on a PlayStation.
that is exactly why
Quality above all else.
I started this, or my part of the conversation, with quality. I want the games to be quality. But Nelson, what you just said there is exactly what Xbox told their bots. We're pushing Avowed forward because we just have too much shit out. Is that what you want PlayStation to do to us? We have too much shit
They
out.
ain't gonna do that. They drop fucking
Hey,
Ghost
hey.
of Tsushima right on top of The
Or-
Last of Us.
I was gonna say, or in
I
the
didn't
words
even
of
get to
Phil,
finish my second
Hey.
playthrough.
or in the words of Phil Spencer, would you shit that? Would you play that?
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying, in the words of Phil Spencer, how he said that. God damn.
Yeah.
You really got a hate boner for that dude, didn't you?
Nah, I don't like him. That's my problem that I have with him. I don't like him.
Bro.
Nah.
I like Phil. I actually like Phil.
Skip the boner word, whatever you want to call it. Nah, I just don't like the guy. It's that simple.
I do.
I can't
like
stand
Phil.
him.
I
Nah,
like him
I can't-
because
I can't
I know what
stand him.
to expect from him. I know exactly what
Nothing.
to expect from him.
That's
I
what it
I
is.
know
know.
he's
Nothing.
lying to me. I don't expect
Yes.
him to tell me the truth.
Yes, I know. So it's like reading
Nothing.
it's like opening a book and the first page you read you already know. It's awesome. I wish things were as predictable like that in real life as they are in with him. But yeah, but that's all I got for 2025. I just want games that are polished, clean, bug free. I want PlayStation to actually put out some first party games. I'm not on fucking Sucker Punch dick with Ghost of Yote like everybody is. Like, we haven't seen shit from them either. I'm not on Naughty Dog's dick yet. We haven't seen shit from them either. They do have their pedigree, they do have their history, so I give them that for sure. That's why I am gonna keep an eye out, and that's why I am excited to see what they show us next. But as far as sitting here and say, yeah, Ghost of Yosei is game of the year, or fucking Intergalactic is game of the year, how?
Oh
How?
shit! Nah, I don't make a game of the year call until I've played the games, man. Fuck that. You can't
That
base
too.
that shit on just seeing
At all.
things.
At all. But I will say that soundtrack at the end, fucking banging. But either way,
Bro, I seen the dual wielding, man. That's what got me excited. I won't lie.
yeah, no, it's a couple. I hope. Well, we'll see, man. Because sometimes they do these fucking trailers and the game is completely
True.
fucking different, and
True.
we'll see. We will see. And they did that. They did that a lot with The Last of Us 2 and how they moved things around and they put faces when they show where it's a whole different character just to throw people
they were
off. Like,
sneaky,
yeah.
sneaky fuckers with that, man.
Exactly. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. We've been here for 2 hours, gentlemen. Anything you want to say before we take off?
Oh yeah, just something I've seen creep up, man. The
Yeah.
likes of Paris and Destin equating.
Kunta Kinte
equating-
Paris, piece
Yeah.
of shit.
You know, these boys equating what's happening at Xbox and Xbox.
Mm.
Yeah, you see Destin's like, oh,
Yeah.
console sales are
You know,
falling
they're
or tanking and
God.
shit. I'm like, nah, Xbox is tanking, my guy.
I was
They're
going to say
equating
everyone else is
what's
doing
happening
fantastic.
to
You guys
Xbox
are, you
with
guys
the
suck.
industry,
Nah, man, everyone else is doing fantastic. They just suck.
which
You're
is
gonna say when the
that's
Switch
what I'm
2
saying,
comes out
bullshit.
and it starts selling by the goddamn
Boatload.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Retro, because the other question that I had for you, gentlemen, which I forgot about, is we talked about the game aspect of things for 2025. My second question was going to be, is there any specific hardware that you would like to see in 2025? And I
Done
know
for the gen. No,
I know
just
that
Switch 2.
the
Kids.
Switch 2.
Switch 2 is the one to see what Nintendo comes up with. I'm just out of curiosity. How are they going to handle it? And what does it look like? And how much is it going
I'm
to
kind of
cost?
interested in maybe seeing if Sony's going to bring out a handheld or something, or are they going to
Ooh,
talk about it,
that's
or
a
are they going
good
to?
one.
I don't think so. I think
Because
they'll
I
just
think
push the
I don't think
Pro or
so. If they
the
did do a
Portal.
handheld, I think there'd be one 2026.
But they do have a
Uh,
handheld. It's the Portal.
That's a fucking
yeah, but see,
goddamn streaming POS.
yeah, to me the Portal's not really a handheld, man.
Hey,
I
oh,
don't
you
know.
So
could.
hold
Hey,
up.
look.
So you guys are
Don't hate on the
saying
Portal,
that
my guy.
after all the failures, PlayStation is going to come out with a native handheld machine that you can actually go buy games,
I
put
don't
them in
know.
there.
That's
No,
what
you
I'm
can
saying
buy
is
them from
I
the
don't
store.
know.
You ain't gonna make
I'm,
no goddamn disc for it. You'd just be able to play
Hmm.
digital games on it.
Or do you guys think PlayStation
what
is
if
going to
it?
be? Go ahead.
What if it was to play your PS4 games, man? What if they were to just market it as a thing to play your PS4 games with natively?
I think the whole point of having it out at the end of the gen is you can do PS5 and PS4, and you'd be
But
able to
see, this
stream
is
certain games from the PS6 gen.
but trying to get the PS5 system on chip down to that kind of size where it
Well, they
can.
got it down to 4 nanometers. It's just heat I would be worried about.
True, yeah, it's
But it
that's
would
what I'm
it
worrying
it
about
wouldn't
is
be
the
as
heat
powerful because or as
and the
strong either
battery,
because
man.
you'd have it on like a 900p or 1080 screen and not
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not
Oh, it would
possible.
be
I
more
don't know.
hefty than a Switch though. But look at the Asus ROG and shit. That fucker's huge.
True.
Yeah, but that's
I
also
like to say
seven
I
hundred
don't actually know
dollars.
if Sony's going
Yeah,
that way.
exactly.
It's
It's not
just
out
Seven
yet,
hundred
and that is
dollars
not
each.
stretching.
subsidized at all. Not even a little bit. That's probably cost $500 to make.
Yeah, PlayStation is not. They're not going to come out with
No,
something
they're
where they take
not.
a
But
hit ever again.
they're not gonna take it. They're not gonna look for a $200 profit either. They'll try to get like $50 out of it and then sell more software.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
maybe they just come out with a new
Asus
version
don't
of
sell no
Portal that has
software.
some
What they
kind of.
get off the hardware, that's it. They're done. Whatever they get off that's why they need a larger margin.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
Maybe they
money
bring
after
out
that.
Good
look
point.
at the
second Portal.
look at the production PlayStation has with their games. It's minimal. So I mean, what are we talking about here? We're talking about money made. Yeah, ideally that's how it works, or not ideally, but historically that's how it works. You make the money on the software. But what software?
Man, all
They're
software,
they're thirty
all of
percent
them,
off fucking the
everything.
other third party games. I just don't see it. Look,
Yeah,
you guys are thinking that PlayStation cares about the fucking gamer? They don't give a shit. They're gonna make
Nah, I just
whatever
care
they
about your
think
money, bro.
the new consumer is gonna buy. They don't give a fuck. If they think they can make money off something, then that's what they're gonna do. They don't give a shit if they do not care if they make a handheld
Hmm.
that it's gonna run PS4 games, PS5. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They just want to make something that they know they're gonna make money. And if that thing they make can only run PS4 games, then that's what they're gonna give us. If it can run PS4 and PS5, that's what they're gonna give us. But the reality of things, they don't give a fuck about us. They already
by the
got our
time that
money.
comes up, the PS4 store will be damn near obsolete though,
And what's the other thing they're gonna do?
Yeah, but
You
and the
buy.
games will be
it's
so
cost
damn
them.
cheap.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. What are they gonna do? You buy a game for your PS5 and you get an automatic download for your handheld, like they did in the PS3 with the Vita. They're gonna do that? Fuck no.
You consume more games.
Well, I will.
If I played handheld and I don't, other than Nintendo, actually I wouldn't even buy a Nintendo, but that's me. But I would play a lot more games if I traveled. I wouldn't bring the Switch at all. I would just buy all those third-party games on PlayStation. I would just play certain games like turn-based JRPGs and shit like that, smaller games, indie games and shit like that. I wouldn't buy them from Nintendo anymore. I'd buy them from PlayStation, so they would get more money from me if I played handheld.
But you're not anyways.
Maybe they just bring
But I
out an
don't
updated
anyway.
Portal.
But I don't travel either. But how many people? If you got a PlayStation handheld that's more powerful than your Switch, what are you gonna? Why would you buy the same game on Switch when you could just keep your library from PlayStation and play those games that you
But
would
that's
normally buy on the Switch to
assuming.
travel with?
But you're assuming that you'll get that option. Knowing PlayStation, they give you something native. You're gonna have to buy that motherfucker natively. You're not just gonna get a copy that you
Yeah,
bought on
you can
your
have
console and you just get it for free. I mean,
£10
Why not? They did it for all the other shit.
they did it for the fucking Vita, and not everybody.
That's
Only
it.
certain developers did that.
Certain games, yeah.
Not
Well, the
Well, the
everybody.
ones that could run, yeah.
Not all of them. Some of them did. I mean, I'm surprised that when I turned my PlayStation 3 on, there's games that I bought on PS4 that I got for free on my PS3. I was like, oh shit, that was cool. It's so unexpected. But I just don't think that PlayStation's gonna say, oh, you bought a copy of God of War on your PS5 Pro, well, you get it on your native handheld too. Good, no, fuck no. And I think also
Uh,
we all want native, but that's because we're the hardcore gamer. Honestly, I don't think that casuals give a fuck either way. As long as it's not so laggy that you're seeing it, they don't fucking care. So if you can get them
Really?
a
Because when
cheap,
you're going in a car and you don't have no fucking internet, what good's your handheld? When you're on a plane, when you're
dude,
fucking outside of the house and not in a hotel.
cars have hotspot. Internet or
Okay,
the
hotspot.
airplanes have
I live out in the
hotspot.
country. Fucking, you get 10 minutes into a game. Ah, fuck.
Okay, you're making the argument
Ah,
that people made
fuck.
with
Pixel.
Xbox
Ah,
when it's
shit.
online all the time. And what do they say to you? Get
I
better
don't
fucking
drive around
internet.
with my Xbox in the car.
What did Xbox tell you? Nah, move to a bigger city where there is an internet infrastructure. You know what I mean? But those are the arguments that they fucking say. I agree. I don't fucking
Yep.
I don't play online games. I want my games to be on a fucking disc. So when I don't have internet, I can play that motherfucker. And that's why I'm a physical game collector, because almost every single one of the games that I have
Same
are
here.
on the fucking
Same
disc,
here.
and I don't need internet. That's why the Pro also pissed me off, because when you first start that motherfucker on, you need to connect to the internet in order to use it. If you have no internet, you can't use that bitch. You put the disk drive, if you have no internet, you're fucked. Every time you take the disk drive in and out, you got to fucking hook it up to the internet for it to do its thing. So the internet's always going to be here. That's why I'm saying I don't think if they do something handheld, I just don't see it being natively. It costs too much money. We've seen them fail in the past with their handhelds. I don't think PlayStation's going to revisit that unless they have a strong argument. And plus, they already have something, which is the Portal. And it's doing very, very well for them. I just don't think they're going to
Nice.
take away from something that's proven to invest into something that's a risk and it's more expensive. Or am I crazy saying that?
No,
I don't know.
actually
If
agree.
I'm going on
No,
a
I
trip, that
actually
fucking Portal's
agree.
useless, so I'm buying a Switch.
Well, I'm buying a Switch too, but just because it's a new shit, you know what I mean? It's a new shit. It's fucking
Those indie games and fucking or handheld or the JRPGs and all that stuff, shit like that, I would buy on Switch if I traveled more. Or if I had a driver. I needed a driver.
yeah, but we're the old school gamers, bro. The new school, they don't give a fuck. They don't sit in front of their TV and game like we do. You know what I mean? If they do, they're playing the Fortnites, 2Ks and shit.
Well, that's great, but they don't also have a fucking satellite that follows them everywhere either.
Even the Switch gamers, most of them, well, I forgot. It was like 85 or 90%, and I could be wrong, but it was a very high percentage of Switch gamers play the thing handheld. They don't put it on the dock. So, yeah,
The only reason they have it because the fucking travel on the road, on the bus, on the fucking
no,
in a
that's
plane,
not true. There's so many
in
people
a
that sit
submarine.
There's so many people that sit in their couch literally with their Switch on hand and play it like that. And the majority of people do that. You're thinking that
Shit.
you're thinking that
My Switch has
handheld
never been
gaming,
docked.
see? You think that most people who play the Switch are traveling. No, that's not the case, bro. They sold 130 120 million. The majority of people are manual
Hey.
laborers, bro. They just don't have the
The-
luxury of
the-
working
the-
from home.
The last time I looked that up, that was I'd say a good 2 years ago. There was 80% of people that had the system attached to a TV, a Switch. I'm not sure what the number would be looking like
I
today
think it's
now,
the
though.
opposite, but
I'd
Yeah.
be curious to know if that number is the same or has it changed.
my
No,
kids
some-
never hook it up to the TV. They take it in the car, and when they're home, they play PlayStation.
Or Wara, my son is 8, and he's like your daughter. He loves sitting in front of the TV and gaming. He doesn't really fuck with the handheld unless it's a game he can only play on the handheld. And by handheld, I'm speaking of like the Steam Deck or something like that, right? But our kids, those are not the norm. You know what I mean? They got gamer parents, so they've seen us play in front of the TV, in front of the computer screen their whole lives. So that's familiar to them. To them, this is the way that it's done. Just like people that put freaking, I don't know, mustard and ketchup in their hot dogs. If your parents have only put ketchup and no mustard, and maybe you see somebody for the first time put mustard, you think that's weird when that's actually normal. But I think it's the same thing with the handheld shit. Majority of people with handhelds, they're not traveling with it. They're just playing it. Look at Thrifty. Thrifty plays on his Portal more than he plays on the TV. Look at Henry. I think Henry's the same way. They play more on the Portal than they do on the console in front of the TV. And
But
we've seen that on
use
the
my Portal a lot.
is that also to do with the fact of their family members watching the TV?
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
absolutely.
And that's
I
why I
just
said
take mine the fuck off and tell them to get off my TV.
But here's the thing. That's why I said the Portal was going to be so successful, because dads, they want to have a space that they can game. The Portal offers them that option. That's why I said it was going to be popular. There you go.
And War, I think it was just Switch in general. I don't think they put out if it was the Lite or the OLED or the regular Switch. It was just Switch in general. It's like most people. I forget the percentage, but it was a high percentage. I'm gonna look for that fucking article because that was a good one, man. I read it a couple months ago. Basically, the majority of people on the Switch are gaming with it handheld, not docked, and it was a high ass
Yeah, you
percentage
know
too.
what? Like, I seen an article like a third of PC players and half of PlayStation players own a Switch. So
Yeah,
when they're out of the house, that's probably what they're playing.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. But remember, there's a lot of
That's
people
the
who.
only reason I would have one, because I sure as hell ain't docking a Switch to play fucking Hogwarts.
Well, it's an
Fuck that
additive
shit.
thing for us. Of course, we're not going to pick that because the PlayStation 5 is just the more powerful everything. Like I docked the fucking Switch to play Metroid. I docked the Switch to play fuck that shooter from the people who make Dying Light. It's like a western. Um and it looks terrible, bro. I mean, it's fucking like less than 1080p. It could have been 1080p, but it just looked like trash. Like the controls suck. Like it's not my preferred way of gaming. The only reason I even bought a Switch is because there's certain games you can only play on Switch. Once again, exclusives fucking matter, right? Because if I can play Pokemon anywhere else, or Mario anywhere else, or Metroid anywhere else, I would have never bought a Switch because there's no point. Maybe for the traveling part, maybe, but I already have a Steam Deck, so whatever. I don't know, but I'm not a Switch gamer. I'm not a handheld gamer. I fucking game on my
There
TV.
wouldn't be a Switch out if they put their shit elsewhere.
But you're surprised on how many people actually, play the shit on how we don't think they would have played it. Because we see it from a completely different point. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in front of the TV. We grew up with the consoles. We grew up with the controllers. It's a new day and age, man. And our generation is phasing out. We're still the majority of gamers ages 30 and up, right? We're the ones who buy the most games. We're the ones who buy the consoles and shit. But as the generations get younger and younger, they're going with the phones. That's why phones are so big. I would have never thought that there's that many people playing on phones. I just don't see it. I was like, how? That screen is little, it's not powerful, but there's hundreds of millions of people that play fucking games. I mean, look at Diablo, the mobile game they did. That game made like I don't know how many millions of dollars in the first fucking month. It's like, wow. You know what I mean? They're still porting games over to mobile. Resident Evil, fuck, all sorts of shit is getting ported to mobile. Shit, even Netflix has invested into mobile gaming. So as much as people like us just don't see it and we will never play these types of games on mobile, the reality is that there is a big market, and even Konami said, fuck consoles, we're going to focus on mobile because that's where the money's at, and
Yep.
that's what's been keeping them alive for a long, long time. It's so expensive to come into the console market and a big risk when you can just invest a portion of the time, a portion of the manpower, a portion of the money, and the payoff is extremely huge. Look at that fucking Pokemon card collecting game. It's made like fucking $200 million in the first 2 weeks or something like that on mobile. It's like, it's just so tempting. That's why I can't believe, or that's why you see Tencent, PlayStation, everybody have a mobile fucking portion of their portfolio because the money that's where it's going. That's why these articles from Dustin and shit like that keep saying that the PS5 or console is slowly dying, which is fucking not. It's just the Xbox is slowly dying, or not slowly,
The
but
only reason why they're saying that is because their brand is doing so miserable
Yeah.
and so horrible.
yeah. So
They're
they try
trying
to.
The Switch is actually incredible. They've only had a 3% drop, and it's selling as long as it has on its last year. Usually that shit plummets like 80%.
Hold, I
And this
asked,
one only dropped 3%.
I
So,
know, that's fucking
Nelson,
crazy.
I-
Usually it drops to a third of its normal, like,
So Nelson,
sales
I'm not
range.
going to attack you on this, but you said this last week as well, and this is a question for everybody. Chat, anybody who's listening, we all have the intuition that this is the last year of the Switch. But have we heard anything from Nintendo? This is the last year of the Switch. Why are we all saying this is the
Nope.
last year of the
Because I
Switch?
know.
Because you know.
Because I know.
I don't
know
understand
what
that.
date, but I do.
Everybody's
They
saying
ain't
that
gonna fucking tell you.
2025.
They ain't dumb. You're gonna know 60 days before it comes out, just like everybody else.
So how are people saying this is the last year? We don't know that. If I was
We know.
Nintendo, I would still be working on the Switch because it's still making a shit ton of money. Fuck the Switch too. I would put that bitch out whenever the Switch really slows down.
Isn't it already slowing down now?
By 3%, that ain't shit.
Yeah, true. Okay, if you look at that, then sure, it slows down. But from
And their software sales are still through the roof. And on top of that, they started charging you more than
I'll
retail
give
for
it-
their software, and people are still buying it like hotcakes. Look at fucking Zelda. They started charging you $70 for that motherfucker, and people was like, okay, pre-order that motherfucker today.
Yeah, true.
So
You're
why
right.
would Nintendo put out a Switch 2 when they're still making hand over fist? Is it because they need something more powerful? They don't give a fuck about that. They don't care. The gamers sure as fuck don't. The Nintendo clientele don't.
I'm willing to bet you they've had that fucking that Switch 2 done for fucking 2 years, but they've been holding out because it keeps selling, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, fuck,
They're
this
like,
thing's gonna
hey,
be.
it's still
if we keep,
it's
if
still
we keep
printing money.
if we keep holding out on this bitch, this fucker's gonna be ancient by the time we fucking release this bitch. That's what I think.
It's still printing money.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. But that's it for tonight, y'all. So thank you so much, Retro, for stopping in today. Tornado, thank you, bro. Unexpected
No
surprise.
problem, no
And my
problem.
co-host Nelson, I'm glad he got his internet shit fixed towards the end here. But yeah, man, thank y'all so much.
I'm trying not to wiggle my ass just in case I knock something out again.
Tuesday we will not be having a Just Playing live. Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and I will be out of the house. I should probably tell RPG this. I thought Christmas Eve was Wednesday for some reason, but if I have time, I might stream something. If Nelson's available, we might hop on and play some shit. Whatever. Stay tuned. Hit the notification button. I'll be posting throughout
During
the
the
week.
days or the
All right,
morning/early afternoons. I'll be
Yeah.
gone almost all every night.
Me too. And then Wednesday, Christmas Day, I'll wake up, open gifts with my kid, and we'll just play fucking all day. But thank y'all so much, man. Anything else y'all want to tell the people about?
Yeah, vote with your wallets, folks. That's the advice that I'm going to give you. Vote with your wallet.
Absolutely. So there y'all have it, man. Thank y'all so much for kicking it with us tonight. And then we will catch you next week, Sunday, for the next State of Game podcast. And remember, if you want to hop in with us and shoot the shit and talk instead of just chatting, let me and Nelson know, especially over the next about week and a half or so, where I don't have work and I can basically hop in whenever I like, schedule permitting. I'll hop in. If Nelson's available, he'll hop in too. So if we gotta adjust the show for an hour that's feasible for you, we'll try to make it happen. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. We'll see you next week.
Oh, and word of advice: don't shit in bed.
Why would you shit in the bed?
I'm just saying it's good advice.
Don't shit in the bed. And also
Especially if
don't
you've been drinking Guinness.
Vote with your wallets, folks.
vote with your wallet. And the other
Yep.
tip is don't walk in dark alleys at night. All right? Keep it gaming.
That too.